you can hear rustling in the trees out in the distance. And as the sun begins to like fade and set, you start to see what looks like groups of like birds really far away start to kind of like lift up out of the trees in these small groupings, maybe a dozen at a time or so, just out in the distance, rising up into the night. Clara comes back. She kind of looks at everybody. So it seems that we're going to be making this last leg of the run here at night. We're going to have to come up with a plan. We should spend a few moments to figure out how we're going to handle this going forward.
What should we worry about?
And she kind of points to the sky. The swarms of felbats that hunt the forest at night.
How big are they?
Big enough.
Okay.
Can we light some torches and they'll be too scared to come close?
They'll draw them to us. We should only truly risk maybe individual lanterns and the lanterns on the wagon, on the carriage, in order to light the way ahead of us.
What about possibly having those that can see in the night go forward and lead us?
I mean, it'll work better than nothing.
But separating might be a terrible idea.
We don't want to separate out here.
What we could do is have you ride like behind the carriage or near it to guide it, and maybe Trin lead in the front, because you two can see at night, right? Is that
yeah.
Well,
One of my many talents.
I can see in the dark better than humans, I suppose.
Is there anyone else that can see in the night?
Of course I can.
I can.
What the hell? Am I just blind? This is unfair. No, you can't. I was wondering what the look was, and I thought I got it.
Just like, I don't know if I can.
Is it outside of the realm of possibility
Let me
that
find out.
perhaps we just hunker down and play defensive?
Ask her.
We have to find shelter. We can't stay out here in the open. People who stay out in the open in these woods, they don't survive the night.
Anybody have
The
any,
fell bats is just one. I can't guarantee what else is out here.
Does anybody have any like magical hoopla to do anything?
Can you be more specific?
I'm not a mage.
Sure. What hoopla are you wanting?
I something to protect us? Like if we try to stay the night, or like something to give us shelter, or like move us fast. All thoughts here.
I don't believe I have anything defensive in that nature.
Nope. Whole lot of nope.
Private sanctum.
Whoa.
I don't know if it's big enough.
Read that out loud. What's it do? It's not.
I mean, I can make it 100 feet on each side. Up to 100 feet on each side.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look up the spell. Private sanctum.
Last 24 hours.
Did I spell that right? Oh my
Either
god!
way, the armored wagon is strong, but it isn't fully repaired. If it comes under attack or is assailed in some way, it may be damaged and may be stranded here. We have 5 horses and the wagon.
Well, it kind of seems like our best option is to make a break for it. Like, try and be quiet and just do our best. I don't know what's a standard.
I would
Things-
rather
Things
keep
can
moving than sit idly by like a duck.
things can still pass through that chase. So I mean, we're hidden, but we're not tied in.
Did you say you'd rather keep moving than sit idly by as a duck?
Yes.
It's an interesting turn of phrase. I don't see them sitting still too often. You mean like when they're nesting?
Yes.
This must be an orc saying of some sort. Probably not relevant. We can move on.
Yeah, I don't have any special magics or strategies. I could tell them to go away if they show up, but that's about it.
Then, like the worms, we should stay moving.
Yes. I don't know. Do you have a plan? You have more experience with these woods than I do.
My plan is to get from here to the shelter that I already designated.
Then we must ride fast and probably have people ride on the sides. When we would move from place to place when we were hunting, the ones most likely to be attacked would be in the front. The ones who could protect themselves the best would take the back, and then we'd have those on either side, protecting just in case.
How far is it to the shelter?
Maybe another hour, maybe more. If we were rushing through and the roads weren't barricaded, it would be much faster. But we have to contend with the barricades and whatever other issues might be on the road. These roads don't get traveled very often.
You can see in the dark, right?
Of course.
Me and you can ride in the front and take care of obstacles quickly. And you can be the guide that sees in the night. I won't see much, but I can hit if I get close enough.
I'm capable of warding off a certain amount of enemies and creatures that stalk the night, but I would still need assistance. We have 5 horses and 6 of you. So someone should stay with the wagon and help defend it.
Well, you're the most experienced with the wagon. Perhaps that should be you.
Well, I will be there anyways, but I need somebody else.
I would feel far more comfortable if we sent one of you up ahead with a spellcaster of some sort.
Who's good at of us? Who's good at range?
I have range, but I don't see well.
I have range and I can see in the dark fine.
Then you should probably ride with the Inquisitor. If you have range and can see, you can protect from the carriage.
Sure. I can also shroud the carriage in darkness that I can see through, but nobody else would be able to. If we're in a pinch and need to hide quickly.
That is not a bad idea.
No, it's not.
So then, what we can do is have Locke and Trin ride on the sides or behind to offer assistance to it, and the 3 of us can ride ahead and begin moving obstacles.
It sounds like a valid plan. Honestly, Godric, I'm impressed. You're not nearly as stupid as you look.
I get smarter the more tired I am. There's less rage.
Right.
So I will stay with the cart then, and I can hide it if we need to.
And I will ride behind and warn you all with my terrified screams.
Just stay close to Locke. He is good at protecting you.
I got you, little buddy.
I will ride with Locke and warn you with my terrifying screams.
Then it seems we have a plan. Let's get moving.
Ugh.
As I hear the words marching war.
Yeah, that's what that was, wasn't it?
God, we're begin stretching. Oh, God. All I know is I better be able to sleep tonight. I'm fucking tired. I haven't slept in 2.5 days.
Didn't you just sleep for like an hour?
No. I've been working.
No, it was a sleep like death or something.
That wasn't sleeping. That was painful.
Alright, so what's the plan then?
So it appears that...
Alright, I can diagram this if we needed to. But basically, myself, Godric, and Connor are going to ride up ahead a little ways, not a long ways, but a little ways, to try to clear out any obstacles we can and signal to the rest of the group if we need to. Locke and Trin are going to ride just behind the wagon, as rear guard.
Mhm.
And then Katarina's going to be up on the wagon with Clara as shotgun.
Okay,
Literally.
sounds good.
Magic shotgun. Bam!
And nothing.
What was that?
Burp?
Oh.
In the wagon.
Oh, well,
He's
yeah.
in the wagon.
He's in the wagon. He's in the wagon with the fox.
Did you find his character sheet?
Yeah.
Burrup is content sleep. He's currently being in bed for children.
Wow.
You know
shape in
this,
your pocket.
Burrup is a male bugbear.
Male Bugay.
Good for him.
Little D&D character sheet. What is it called? ASMR?
That's the same good.
Yeah, that's for all of you that use digital stuff. That's paper.
What?
Paper. It's made of murdered trees.
Paper?
And chemicals.
Yeah, we're
You
Gen Z.
must.
We don't know what paper is.
What is this paper? I hate that you just said we're Gen Z. I hate being associated with them.
Yeah, I mean, we technically are, though.
It gives me a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
I agree.
Tastes like Tide
That's
Pod.
probably. Oh, damn it! Nice.
Tastes like
I'm glad that we were on the exact same wave.
You're all
we were
terrible.
right there.
You're terrible. You're a terrible.
Terrible.
That was a setup joke from the start, so I'm glad that you were right on it.
You plan to roll?
He's like, time. Damn it!
Rolling that.
No. You roll in Yamcha.
I'm not rolling on Yamcha. Look at that. I got a 6.
Now roll in the Yamcha. Thank you.
Literally doubled my roll. Thank you. Alright, you win.
Alright, you win.
Every time we've had this conversation,
Every time.
it works, and he's so upset.
Everybody wants to
Yeah,
see Yamcha.
Lethal. I think Chase and I are just on the cusp of like the switch from millennial to Gen Z.
Yeah, you're
we're
really
like
have
just
those
we're like
stupid
just
names,
barely.
It's 95 is the cutoff,
Ah.
which I think is bullshit. Because I grew up with dial-up, and
I'm
you know who
waiting.
didn't grow up with dial-up? Kids born in 2000.
I think you grew up
That's
with
true.
dial-up because
The exception doesn't-
We were poor.
Poor.
We were poor.
Yeah.
Yes, I still grew up with it. Thank you.
Yeah, I remember a time when the only way to get on the internet was to
Alright.
take those little AOL discs.
So,
I didn't even give you internet.
Um,
Just give you a view.
as you are basically ready your horses to kind of ride up ahead, you realize that the horses are extremely uncomfortable with the forest at the moment, and they're like trotting in place and just moving, and you can't seem to keep them like right or keep them going the direction you really need to. So I need animal handling checks from all three of you scouting ahead.
Uh-oh. Oh no, new die.
SpaghettiOs.
Sorry.
I don't know what that means.
Bat.
Sorry
Ah.
for your ears.
So what I'm hearing is Yamcha doesn't work.
No,
I
new
don't know.
dice.
High five that. I have the exact same terrible roll as you.
Because failure alone is terrible. Failure with others is
Misery
amazing.
loves company. Okay. Well, what's Connor got?
11. Is that why we're friends?
You
So
handle
on
those
11.
animals.
I
We
No,
got
they
7.
I-
I got 7.
don't think I have a huge fucking thing. It's wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, animal handling.
Oh, so I got a 7 too.
That was an
You have
interesting
a plus 3
sentence.
to your wisdom?
Godric is a wise motherfucker.
Supposedly.
Or no, sorry, it's 6.
Wisdom's my thing. There's 6 of us at the table. We each get 1 ability score. I choose wisdom.
I
Fair enough.
cheated and got
And with our
both.
powers combined.
I'm sorry, Katarina.
So-
Charisma's mine.
Being unable to
Was
rein the
long.
horses
Not right now, it
completely
is.
under control in this like dark forest, and with the creatures flying overhead that you can see every once in a while, in the fading dim light, you see shadows kind of pass over the road, and you can hear the beating of wings. You now have disadvantage on all skill checks to handle your horses.
Okay.
They're all just gonna go riding off into the night. by
Your horse
themselves.
attempts to buck you off. Make an animal handling save.
I would attempt to smack my horse for disobedience. Challenge it to a
Yeah,
dude.
beat it in compliance.
So,
That'll calm it down.
Willem kind of kicks up the reins for the horse team, and the wagon starts off to a slow trot, and they start moving forward with you all kind of following close by. Katarina riding basically shotgun with Willem and keeping an eye on the woods. So, how far ahead do you want to ride?
At what speed is the wagon going?
Slow trot.
The slow trot? Okay.
So, what, 30 feet ahead?
Yeah, probably 40, about 40 feet ahead.
Alright.
I think.
Are you scouting ahead to come back and tell them what's there, or are you guys just trying to ride ahead of the wagon?
My
like,
plan
consistently.
is to signal back with a cantrip if we need them to stop.
Yeah, I would.
What cantrip?
One that creates light.
Okay.
That makes sense.
My thought was to actually ride ahead and try to like get rid of paths.
Yeah, like clear the
obstacles.
road before we
Like,
get there to try to
So
speed
I
up.
was gonna say like 60 feet even, because we're trying to get rid of obstacles before they get
Okay.
there. So it's a more seamless road because we can ride faster without them.
I don't like it,
That's
but I
right.
think it's our only good option.
That was my thought.
How straight is this road? Are there like a lot of twists and turns, or does it like kind of cut through?
No, there's a lot of turns. The path is overgrown with like twisted vines and undergrowth in places. Old ruins, abandoned farmhouses just are scattered throughout the forest along the sides, along the road. At one point, you cross past through this really, really deep creek bed area, and you have to cross over that.
Nameplate hidden.
And yeah, it's not a straight shot by any means.
Good to know.
Yeah. Yeah, if you were a skilled or a driver who's used to driving carriages, could probably kick the horse team up, and decent riders could probably ride their way through it. It's a wide enough road for that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's risks.
Mm-hmm. So it's wide, but it's not straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's debris and
Mhm.
stuff. Gotcha. Not including horrible, terrifying monsters.
Yeah, exactly.
Trent would like to go up to the driver of the cart, and he's gonna. Hey.
You're gonna lean out. You're gonna ride up to the side of the
Yeah, I'm
wagon.
gonna ride up. I want to say something to the driver real quick.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah. What do you want?
Well, you've driven through this kind of place like a lot. These scary places.
I've never come this far into Midheim before.
Oh, never this far into Midnight?
No, never this far.
I was kind of wondering if you knew any superstitions that we might be able to use to get us through here safely. Because a lot of those superstitions are based off real things. So I just didn't know if maybe, I don't know, if I had a baby's foot, it would keep me safe or something. Not saying like that specifically, but you know what I mean, I don't know, the tears of a virgin maiden would keep me safe. I don't know, it was just a thought, and I'm kind of scared, and when I get nervous, I talk a lot.
Do you have tears of a virgin maiden?
Maybe.
That is between me and a modest maiden.
That is me and the driver of this carriage.
So he kind of looks at you for a moment. I mean, I know all the same superstitions that most people do. Don't invite strangers into your home. Don't answer your name in the woods. Stay away from dark shadows and deep places. Garlic, silver. That's it.
Okay. Well, thank you. Well, don't worry, I'll keep you safe from back here. As I slowly
Nice.
to the back of the car.
So, now I need you three, or you two, to make animal handling checks.
Sorry, was I part of that too? I looked down at Di when you
Yeah, you two, because
Yeah.
she's riding on the wagon.
I would like to,
Just as good
and
as
this
that.
might affect it, this might not. I would like to use my my universal speech on my horse to as I see it get a little nervous and stuff, to don't worry, I got you, buddy. We're gonna get
Alright,
through
make yours
safe.
with
I have
advantage.
Magic.
8.
8, yeah.
Ooh, 21.
Alright.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you now have disadvantage on your animal handling check as well.
Hey, wait, join the team.
It's okay, I can't see in the dark. That's my excuse.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's hard to handle animals when
I
you
can
can't
see
see
in
them.
With
the
your
dark,
robot eyes, you
and
don't
I
have night vision?
That doesn't
There's
make
no
any
oversight.
sense.
You have the
So
best
silly.
rider.
That's on the upgraded
Imagine
model.
making a
Yeah,
war
the
machine.
upgraded model, the DX.
Imagine making a war
Warforged DX have
machine
night
and
vision.
you don't give it night vision. Come on.
I'm handsome.
I
I'm
should
talented.
have FLIR vision.
I can see in the dark, and I have magic. You're totally safe with me.
You should have a thermal camera.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying, we should canonize Warforged with FLIR.
Well, buy the upgrade. Yeah, that's the deluxe
gotta
pack.
buy
baby.
an upgraded eyes.
You gotta buy the
bro.
DX package.
Yeah.
So, you three, as you kind of ride up ahead, you slowly but surely kind of lose track of the wagon behind you as you kind of go through this wide turn. As you do, you approach what looks like some sort of... You've already seen multiple of these anyways, but it looks like it's another abandoned and moved outpost. They've erected pike barriers and thrown like supplies out onto the road. The area is just strewn with parts of tents, and you don't see anybody else, much like the first one you came across. But it's definitely going to have to be moved in order for the wagon to come through. You're going to have to disassemble some of it, break it down, move the pikes.
All right.
Looks like we have work to do.
Unfortunately.
I'll stay mounted and play lookout.
Do you have any like small light? Like small light?
There is no small light in the eyes of Glorindel.
Yes. I decided. It's Justin who dies.
I dismount.
So as he hits you with that god stuff, you hear like some pretty large leathery wings just over the top multiple times. You can hear the branches kind of just creak and sway.
So instead, I say, never mind his light carrying the giant fucking wings, and I begin kind of walking forward, falling behind him, and kind of following his lead, so he can direct me to where to move and do things, because I can't see.
So I'm gonna be lookout, but I'm gonna hold the reins of their horses in my right hand, so that if anything crazy happens, then I'm just gonna run off into the woods.
Keep your hand on my shoulder. I will guide you.
Okay.
Just tell me what to lift and move. If things need to break, let me know.
So with the wings flapping, the horses move, and their two horses, as you guys dismount, begin like shifting very uncomfortably. They do that like side trot thing where they're trying to pull away from you. So make animal handling checks, please.
With disadvantage.
Woo! Wow! 13.
Roll that one, yeah. Cool.
Huh?
Roll my
Yeah.
disadvantage. Oh! I got a 20.
20. Awesome. Okay. So
Perils of the warp.
Did you roll double ones?
you roll double ones.
You just matted all over the table.
Someone has to fill in, right?
So
You marked it.
as you're like kind of getting off, the horse
I approve.
shifts very rapidly. Ulthion, Godric are both able to kind of grab their horses and pull it, and they try to help you with yours. But it just yanks its head, turns away, and the reins come right out of your hands. You go with it as it kind of catches the front of your gauntlets and pulls you to the ground. You fall flat on your face. Your horse runs straight to the side of the road, immediately neighs and raises its feet, turns, and then you see something move. And some object shifts in the woods, and you can see it. It's almost like a mound of like dirt and earth, and you're looking at it to figure out what is moving, and it kind of turns over and looks right at you. And as it silhouettes and stands upright 6 feet, 7 feet, 8 feet, and it kind of moves forward towards the road, you realize you're all standing maybe 15 feet away from a troll that's been sitting on the side of the road. So, roll initiative. All three of you.
Oh, go! Oh, you're getting trolled. Ah! Oh, we're back. Oh, my God. We're back.
Oh, my God.
Hello, we're dark.
Well, hello there. How y'all
It's a little
doing?
dark. Is it too dark? I think it's okay. What do you guys think?
We can like barely see you.
The map looks
You're pretty shadowy.
I tan really
And
well.
so is Chase.
Yeah. To fix it, we'd have to have like spotlights or something.
It's okay. We're just the
Yeah, I'm
shadowy
fine with
figures
this.
in the corner, Justin.
Yeah, I'm alright with it. As long as no one in the chat really wants to see my face, I think we're good.
This is a little more.
Does
loose.
anybody really want to see me?
No.
Me
Well, thank
being
you.
dark and
Yeah, it
shadowy
doesn't
is a
seem
little
like
more.
it.
Yeah, thank
illusion-y
you,
though,
Bully
right?
Go Lightly. Our DM has some pretty awesome battle maps anytime we do combat, so they're pretty cool.
Hashtag proactive.
So, as it kind of moves forward, it hits this tree, and that's the first thing that you notice at Godric is this tree just boom, just starts crashing over down onto the ground nearby. And you see that like Connor has like is like laying there and he's like looking and stuff. He's looking up at something. You can see him just barely off like the partially obscured moonlight. There's like a crescent that's covered in clouds. So there's just barely enough light to notice that there's some shape in the woods that's like looming over him looking downwards. So when you turn and see this troll, like it looks at Connor and then you see it like turn its shoulder and then another head looks at you.
Is it multiple trolls? Or is it a dire troll?
Or what are they like the Ettins?
We
that
don't have a
two
lucky
heads?
number
Is that what
tonight.
they're called?
Ettins have 2 heads, but they're dire
The lucky
trolls that have
number
multiple
will
heads.
be whatever the dice says, yeah?
16.
See, exactly. That's what that rolled.
Yep. Alright, we need to do initiative.
So,
Oh,
Connor, what did you get on initiative? 11. Godric? You got really high. 13?
yes.
no.
You're
Just gonna keep
rolling
playing
with
it.
advantage, not disadvantage.
What was the other one?
15 on the die.
Oh, so 16.
Just trying to see.
You're so right.
So the troll gets an 11.
Okay. So who goes first, the troll or Connor?
Well,
Oh.
I'm giving the troll surprise.
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
Or
So
that's
basically trolls
we do
anyways,
surprise a little different. We do surprise the right way. Okay.
That's
How
controversial.
do we do it? How do we do surprise again?
With
We
the
have
pizza
surprise
party.
rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's with the pizza party.
So what'd you roll on initiative though?
11.
11? Okay.
With 12 on that.
I don't think
Okay.
this is a slice of pizza you guys want.
I think you're right.
This is pain
Good
pizza.
already.
Alright.
I think
So-
the.
That's okay. That's good.
I'm more worried about the battle map. That's what I was
Yeah, I
thinking.
know we want the battle map to look awesome.
what we have is 2 turns until the wagon shows up.
We can live for 2 turns.
Okay.
We can do this.
2 rounds, I should say.
We
2
need to-
rounds.
well, no, we have barricades and a troll to get rid of.
I mean,
Oh,
you
I
have,
see what you're saying.
you have a
Yeah.
troll to get rid of.
I see what you're saying.
Not really. You can just
So-
fucking move this shit and keep going.
The troll gives a loud roar and throws acidic saliva all over the place. It comes flinging down to the ground, just burning out the dead grass near your feet. And it lunges straight towards you, Connor, and it makes 5 attacks.
Oh shit!
Woo!
Yeah, we could just run.
Seeing
from
how
this
you're
troll,
prone, it has advantage.
Holy shit!
So, first it comes down with its 2 arms, swiping at you these gross, corroded, unkempt claws, just covered in muck and dirt. So first attack is gonna be a miss. That's also gonna be a miss. Ooh, so far we're going pretty good. That one is pretty high, so let me double check what its bonus here is. So 22 to hit.
22 hits.
22 hits.
That's
So
unfortunate.
that's going to be 15 slashing damage. So that was 4, and then it comes in to bite you with one of its heads.
One of its heads.
Bit him?
It's going to be 29 to hit.
Yes, it did bite
I
him.
don't
Yeah.
think that
What?
hits.
One of its
That's
heads
29.
bit.
Yeah.
How many heads is
5
there?
attacks.
Ugh.
More heads, more attacks. I can't. All the better for me to attack me with my nerve.
So that's going to be
That's good.
10 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then
What is it?
It's a ton for everyone.
4
It's a type of
poison
drink
damage.
that I can't say out loud. You can buy it at
All right.
a convenience store.
Is it a?
So as it just comes in swinging, you
It's a bit of a risk.
you
to
barely
say.
roll to your left, and the claw just comes down, slams into the ground. You roll to your right on the ground, it strikes the other side around you, then brings up both for this huge fist attack to crush it down on you. You barely roll over, get your pole arm in front of you as its fist smash down on the weapon, and you just push back and just holding it in place, and then its head leans over and tries to take a bite off of your face. But it's just barely can't get to you because you're just holding it at bay. Its own arms are in the way as it's trying to hit you.
Oh my goodness.
All right, then it's the troll's turn.
So regular initiative now. Yep.
Mhm.
Godric.
What the hell? I'm gonna move forward, hearing the scream and kind of hearing Connor's yell. As I-
rated for 44 people.
Whoa!
Rated by 44 people.
Woo!
Right,
Thank you.
right at the beginning of a fantastic battle too.
Duly delighted. Go lightly.
Go
lightly.
Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome to our channel. This is Legendary Action Fish, where we play Dungeons and Dragons 5e with a bunch of badasses and my homebrew setting of Terrowyn.
It's this.
Yeah.
And right now, the party
It's like a rock on.
is in an extremely dangerous
llama.
kingdom called Midheim.
Shadow puppet.
They're traveling down a dark, monster-infested road where they have to clear obstacles, outposts left and abandoned by troops sent to clear out the undead in the area, and they were ambushed on a very terrible, poorly failed animal handling check. 2 1s, ambushed by a troll that was chilling on the side of the road. And this thing's a monster. It's got 2 heads and it's standing over 8 feet tall.
2 heads.
And it just made 5 attacks against our orc fighter. So, Godric, our barbarian, is doing something.
What the hell is going on? As I begin walking. Oh shit! As I rush forward, drawing Gwendolyn out, flipping it over, and not ranging.
Okay.
I run up and attempt to just cleave right into its midsection as I attack it twice.
Okay.
Recklessly, of course.
All right. You can roll flat.
Can you
because
attack
you have
recklessly when
disadvantage.
you're not raging?
Yes, I can. I double check that.
Okay.
You can. Yeah.
You don't need to be mad to be
Roll
reckless.
Oh, that's a
D10.
That's a D10, Mike. Because I had to, I'm going to make this attack with a -5 for Great Weapon. The other one's a flat roll, because I didn't state it beforehand.
Okay.
Okay, that one doesn't hit. Unless a 9 hits.
That will be a no.
Okay, 17 on the other one.
17 does hit.
Okay, so that hits, so... Whoop. 17 damage.
17 damage?
Yep.
From Gwendolyn, correct?
It might be a little less because I'm not raging, so let me double check.
Yeah, you're not
He's
raging,
not
so you don't get
he
your
is
plus 2
not used
damage
to
from
This is
raging.
the first battle I've ever played not raging. Fun fact.
I actually believe
Gwendolyn,
it.
6.
So 6. Oh, it's 2d6, Mike. You.
Those are D8s. Oh, okay. I see what happened.
9.
Malachi! Hi,
9,
Malachi!
15, 19 damage.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I got you. We can do this.
I can't, man.
Okay.
No, we checked though.
As-
It's more than 17.
Godric, he rushes up and swings the sword right across, swinging in, and tries to go for a second strike.
Didn't you already make 2 attacks?
That's.
I was animating it a little bit.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay.
He was explaining.
I was,
Alright.
Putting some flavor.
So, you rush forward to attack the troll. You see it basically trying to chomp into Konar. What you see Godric rush forward, make one wide swing that just completely misses the troll. And you realize, you're like, oh wow, he actually can't see in the dark. This thing is barely visible. And he makes one really lucky overhand strike that comes down into the troll, in between its heads, and then like just slices into it. And then he pulls it back out and gets ready to attack. The troll just it just starts rushing
Holy
towards
shit!
you.
All right, if we're using surprise round rules, then that means the troll's up again.
Oh no!
Yeah.
So the troll,
Oh man.
seeing Godric, raises both of its hands up from that double fisted position, turns towards you, and you can see just the faintest outline of its shoulder moving. So in anticipation of an attack you can't see coming, you kind of just pull Gwendolyn into this defensive position to protect yourself as it makes 3 attacks against
All
you.
with advantage, mind you.
Yep.
I'm also going to use my sentinel attack and attack it as well.
Oh yeah.
Can you roll
Yeah.
prone?
Yep.
How does that work with prone?
It
It's
says when I
disadvantage?
put you within 5 feet.
Well,
of
he
me,
would have
makes an attack
disadvantage.
against
Yeah,
the
you're just
target.
gonna have disadvantage
Yeah.
with your attack.
Oh,
I was just curious how the prone rules work with
Yeah,
attacking.
you can use
So
the
it's
action
straddling
to make a
Connor and
wave
it turns to
weapon.
hit him, and he's just like, nah.
Yeah. With
That's
his
cool.
what are you using again? Pole arm, right?
Yeah.
A halberd.
Halberd. You don't see those used very often in D&D. It's flavored up. It's good stuff.
Flavor it.
by the way, all this excitement for the
flavored.
battlefield in the chat, I really appreciate you guys. This man puts a lot of work into our encounters and our battle mats and everything. They're amazing, and he does it for us. So all I can say is thank you guys for showing so much love and appreciation.
And
He
just
deserves
wait,
it.
because this isn't the only combat of the night. So
I knew it. I told you. We're screwed.
At least we're safe in the back, far away from danger.
I told you I'd keep you safe.
Hey, we're gonna die.
12, that is a miss. Okay. So you
12
stab
actually,
straight
I
into
take
it.
that back 13, but yeah.
So 13 is still a miss. So you flip your polearm and like lunge it straight into its chest and hit nothing but just this thick leathery hide that just it can't even penetrate on the spiked end. So first attack against Godric with advantage because he swung recklessly.
And to those that are new to the channel, we have a point store that allows you to affect the game around us.
You know what? I'm gonna spend my crit. One of them.
Oh!
So
on an Godric.
Woo! Yeah! Hurt me,
speaking of, we're gonna show off one of the features that we have available. I was awarded with channel points a critical that the DM can spend at his or her leisure on a target of opportunity. So I have 2 of them to spend tonight. I'm spending one.
No!
So as you're sitting there and you're getting ready to defend yourself, you block one straight claw attack, but it comes out of nowhere, and suddenly you find yourself your whole body being turned, and then you just see this claw just illuminated in the moonlight just come sweeping down towards your head.
That is just not holy shit.
So
In slow motion, he has all this time for diatribes.
Tell me when you're gonna hit. You don't have that monologue of
cow. I never thought it would come to this.
It was at this moment Godric knew.
He fucked up.
Which is also,
my god.
Yeah, we have the I fucked up in the point store.
You know what? I'll pay for it.
Play it, let
I'll
him
pay
hear it.
for it
Yeah.
because
Well,
it's
you know-
my audio clip.
Yeah. You know it's bad, like when it cuts away and it shows like a little takeaway from his childhood, so you can emotionally attach, and then it gets murdered.
So that's 32 slashing damage.
Woo!
As it crushes into your body, you feel its claw. You kind of you have barely enough time to step back, but you feel its claw go across your face, down your shoulder, and through your arm. And you actually feel flesh get torn from your shoulder as you feel like vessels pop and blood just spatters out from your body.
Ooh,
32?
And you're like
rage to cut that in
you
half,
drop to one knee and just kind of take a moment to think about your life. All right?
What led you to this point?
And then it makes 2 more attacks. So the next attack with advantage, with its claw follows up. 27 to hit.
No, that barely hits.
So that's going to be another 22 slashing damage, and its
We're hitting that
third
threshold.
its third claw attack.
Oh, third!
Yeah,
Unless it might drop him.
That would be bad.
I haven't slept or got a
Godric's
heat.
danger.
I haven't done anything.
28 to hit.
That hits. So Godric is not exactly in a good mood. He has
Ooh.
not slept.
7 slashing damage on that one.
Thank you, Crumb. I appreciate you.
So
Come by
this flurry
anytime.
of like attacks just starts basically crushing into him, and one head is focused on him, the other turns and looks back at you, and the opposite claw just comes down on top of you. So it makes 1 claw attack against you, Konar. Not with advantage. Oh yeah, no, you're still prone, so with advantage. So it's 26 to hit.
Oh.
So it's going to be 15 slashing damage, and then it leans down to try to bite you.
Ouch.
Just a little peck on the cheek, little kiss.
And that's going to
I think
be
you might be kissing wrong.
15 to hit. 15 to hit. All right.
I'm a goblin. We have weird ways of showing
All right.
That's
Boom.
how you
So-
show affection.
As it's like starts snapping at you, and like its saliva just starts like flinging onto your body, and you can hear the small bit of like as its drool is just landing on your armor. Okay, so that ends the troll's turn.
Then
The surprise
it
round didn't
is
count as a
Connor's
round
turn.
for the carriage, correct?
No, it didn't.
Yeah, so the next time we get to the to Godric, the number will tick. Connor, it's your turn.
So I am going to try and get out from under this thing and basically bring my my halberd down on it as I'm getting out from it. So
Okay.
do you want attacks or? Thank you.
Oh yeah, you gotta make your attack rolls.
Alright, so let's do.
Trying to con you.
I'm gonna do 2 attacks. And probably nothing on either.
This is
of
what
them.
happened to Godric.
18 and
18's a hit.
13.
15's a hit.
13.
Oh, 13's a miss. Yeah. 18's a hit though.
Alright. So the first one
For future reference.
is 9 to hit. Or excuse me, 9 damage.
9 damage.
Yep.
Okay.
And let's see what I got.
You are wiped out.
Yeah. I'm gonna step around to the other side of him.
Try to get into a better
Yeah.
flank.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's easy enough. Move around it.
Oh, Jesus.
Right, my booty hole hurt.
And that'll be my turn.
Yeah. So a couple of quick stabs like towards its face, and it has to raise its claw up to like protect itself and try to evade your polearm, and you kind of just use that opportunity to slide your way around to the back side of it. The whole time though, it's mostly facing Godric, but it's like one head is kind of just following you as far as it'll go. Okay.
All right. Well, then it's time for our resident Snark Master, Ulthion.
Snark
Ultion!
Master Ulthion.
Ultion!
I can't cast any light spells because if I do so, that would alert the wagons to stop. But we might need their help.
Yeah.
Okay.
You do you, boo.
Okay. I'm just.
I mean, if you cast a big enough light spell, we'll just see what's happening.
Yeah. I mean,
Valid
if you're
statement.
only 60 feet in front of us, I can see
I mean, if you
you.
casted Dawn, I think we'd get the message.
They went around the turn and then it's
Oh,
a straight
then I
road.
wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
That's true. The road isn't
If
straight.
I see a
so
giant beam of light hit the sky, I think I understand
Well,
you're
that's the
not
spell I wanted
warning
to
us.
cast. But I do know about trolls. Ulthion is going to stay on horseback and just grasp his holy symbol and pull it right off of his the necklace and hold it forward and cast Firebolt at the troll.
I like it.
Which is a.
So while he's doing that, quick thing for you, not my cake. Feel free to thank you for joining the
Let's roll
Discord.
the hit.
Feel free
I
to
got
jump
24.
into
24.
YouTube
It's a
where you
hit.
can catch up on all our videos. And if you want to see what's going on in the story so far,
The
we have
flash of
things called
fire
Legendary Recaps where you can pop in, get an entire episode in
comes out
5
from
minutes, and
your
go
hand.
about your day. Thank you.
Oh, that's not very good. 5 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Hey, that's 5 points, dude.
5 points is better than 0 points.
That is true. 5 points is better than 0 points.
Mhm.
Nope.
And then yeah, that's it. I'll end my turn like that.
So, boom, it strikes
That
it,
will be a-
cauterizing its body. You can see its skin like boiling and parts of it popping as the magic just erodes over it, and it's just like tries to get it off of it, but I mean it's still there.
Okay, I did something.
Mhm.
It's back to Godric.
All right, so
You are so lucky. I'm so fucking tired. Ugh.
And I don't rage and continue trying to swipe at it.
And thank you
Okay,
for the
make
follow,
your attacks.
Separating Riley.
you have disadvantage.
Thank you for the follow, Brad391.
-5 on both. I'll be taking great weapon on both.
Funny that
Okay.
you accidentally triggered the wonderful.
They're both above 18.
And then,
Okay.
So both hit.
Thank you so much, Cooley. For that.
So,
Thank you so much for the
D8.
double game.
D8 and 46.
Thank you, Blue 11673. Get him, Blue. Thank you, Wildcat.
You're my
Dara.
boy, Blue. You're my boy.
Dara.
5.
Neptune, thank you so
45
much
points
for
of
the
damage.
sub. 12 months
Whoa,
sub.
12
1
months.
year. That's 1 year of you putting up with us.
5.
No, 6.
So hang on. No. So
We
this
love
was,
you too.
This
Thank
was
you.
25.
37.
That's not right.
37.
So it's 25 plus 6 plus 6, so 12 plus 25 is 37 plus 20 because I use Great Weapon Fighter.
Oh, I didn't know
So
about that part.
57 points of damage.
Ooh.
So great weapon fighters plus 10 to damage, right?
Yep. It's a -5 to hit for plus 10 damage.
Did you roll all your damage die at once?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's why I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I roll both attacks at the same time. I'm trying to speed up my attacks a little bit.
Gotcha.
It should update when people modify their DVDs.
Yeah, that should. Can you
What?
have a computer? Can you check? If
Yeah,
it's not, let me
Godric's
know.
Godric's low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Godric's real low.
Yeah, I'm
40 out of 110.
48 out of 110.
Is it
48
updated
out of
with the
110.
right
It's really
characters,
small on
though?
my screen.
He's not in there, and you're not in there. So let me go fix that now that my turn's over. So.
All right, dude. Solid strikes, carving into it. You see the leather just like peel away, and like the blood start to ooze out and gets thrown. Parts of flesh just come off of the troll's body, and it kind of struggles for a moment to stay upright, but just kind of leans forward and like sluggishly
I also
throws its
see
claws
one of
forward again.
Cool.
Might just have to refresh the page.
Yeah, maybe it's a page refresh.
I'm ticking. Give me a second.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys know this. We appreciate raids, but if you refresh your page, it counts towards viewing. So if you don't refresh upon a raid, then you're not counting towards their current viewers. Of
Yeah,
the
I didn't
channel.
know that. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, it's when you go back and look at your analytics, you can figure it out. I found.
So we'd appreciate it
Alright.
if you refresh, so that way everybody's on the channel.
I put a link in the chat that just lets you know about, lets you refresh it. If you so choose to. If not, we're just happy
So
to
whose turn
spend
is
time
it?
with us. So.
Oh yeah.
All right, so
I
after
refreshed
Godric
and now
is,
I can see,
back to the troll.
See his
The
actual
troll.
hit points.
All right. With its last bit of strength, it's gonna come towards go Godric there,
Go, Godric.
taking
go.
2 serious
I'll be
hits from
Godric
him.
now. Bring it, you bitch.
It's gonna make,
Yeah, you can
it's
also
gonna make
see some of
all
their character features.
it's gonna make all 5 attacks
Great
against
Godric.
him.
Great Godric.
Wait,
Go, Godric. Go, Godric. Go.
You are.
Yo, who's got the revival spell?
No one.
All right, got it.
All right. So
Be strong. Oh. You got a greater health. You got a greater health potion
Thank you. I love you, Lethal.
if you can drink it in time.
yeah,
Yeah, so honestly.
appreciate it. That's not gonna help him.
It's all right. If Godric dies, I'll take
Look
it.
at all
So
those
22 to hit.
chicken heads.
Yeah, I got your character sheet here, man.
So that's 15 slashing.
15 slashing damage. Okay. Oh my god.
So
I don't want to be the one to
Another
subtract his
one?
hit points to 0.
that's gonna be 13 to hit.
13 does not hit.
All right. Attack number 3 with the claws.
Because he didn't get a chance to rage, did he?
No.
So that's gonna be 23 to hit.
Hits.
He has a crit, Manda.
20 slashing.
Yeah, that's true. He still has one.
Yep.
Okay, one
Next
sec. Let me
will
add
come
those
down.
up really quick.
He can always use more.
I can't put Connor in there. He's not in the
So that
campaign.
was-
But
that
other
was
than
3,
we're-
right?
What?
So it has
Yeah,
one
you're
more
not campaign.
multi-attack.
Sam.
Okay.
Has one more claw attack,
Okay.
and then 1 bite attack.
Okay.
So,
Ooh, Buzz sounds awesome. Lily. I
ooh,
love
critical.
Buzz.
Oh.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Well, there you go, Manda. You don't even have to give him one because he just rolled one by himself. In other words, please don't give him more.
Or do. Be generous.
That's really low though. 22 slashing damage.
So go down.
Yeah, he's still unconscious for sure. He was at 13 before he took that hit.
All right. Well, I mean, it's gonna make its final bite attack. So
Yeah.
with that claw, it grasps around his waist and starts pulling it up towards his mouth and takes a chomp on him.
Well, he's gonna get to sleep.
Oh, no.
So that's
So it'll be 2. If it hits,
Swear to
it's...
God, if someone makes a
It's
joke about
2
sleep,
failed
I'm gonna
death
start
saves.
buying critical hits against you. I swear to
I
God.
already made a joke. I already did it.
If I'm dead, that means I can hurt you.
Only if you're away from the table.
Shoots a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
all right. So that's
he's
2
at 0.
failed
Yeah.
death
Yep.
saves.
So
Yeah.
that's
So
2.
2 automatic fails.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. Automatic crit because melee attack. It was 2 fails.
So that's 8 slashing and 5 poison damage. Bam. So it's like it bites into him, and you guys can see like Godric just barely like wakes up enough to like put his hand like in its jaw and stop it from like completely crunching down. But it's like holding on him and trying to like chew on him, and he's just like barely like keeping it at bay. And his hand like slips in and you know
Because
tears into him.
I die. Holy crap.
All right, that ends its turn.
Yeah, this is why I've never not raged.
This thing is.
Also,
Oh, yeah,
also
that's
with
barbarians
our
too.
table rules, when he does come back up from being unconscious, he
He'll
gets a
have
level of exhaustion.
And he's
Yep.
already
Connor,
exhausted.
it's your turn.
So I will have fucking.
No, he's not.
No, I passed every save.
Yeah, he
I
passed the
thought-
saves.
Oh, you were just tired and having to make another save. Or
I
whatever.
don't care how good you think you are. 3 days of not sleeping, you're fucking tired.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
if you're making
exactly.
saves.
Yeah.
Even if you're like ready to go, you're
So-
still fucking
so
tired.
So that ends the troll's
Which
turn.
isn't too bad.
I'm gonna
Connor's next.
bring my halberd as hard as I can.
Yeah.
Both sides.
So
2
it sees you
attacks.
coming, and it like turns and throws Godric to the ground, and like kind of turns to try to meet you.
All right.
You fucking don't. Just pack up my shit and leave.
Stop rolling them like that. Highest I got was a 13.
That's a miss.
I'm also going to second wind. Since he's down, I'm going to bring my inspiring surge. He's going to be able to get a melee or ranged weapon attack with their reaction.
Can't you use running cry?
Oh, that's what I meant. Running cry. Could you?
Yes, I think
Okay.
so.
Well then,
I think so.
running
I'm
cry,
double checking.
second
To be
wind.
certain.
What are we doing?
Up to 3 allies can see or hear me within 60 feet. 60 feet to regain 10 HP.
I can't hear him.
Yeah,
No,
I
you
just
can't hear.
Unconscious.
hear.
You're unconscious.
Fair enough.
See or hear, yeah. So
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
can do neither of those things at the
Alright,
moment.
So that gives me
Damn it.
10 HP.
Oh my goodness. Good try.
1d10 plus 10.
Fuck, dude.
And that's 16 HP.
First time Godric's ever gone down.
That's true. He's taking a lot of hits.
One might say he's due.
And
Nah.
It's unlikely.
that's gonna end my turn, I think.
Yeah, 8. Well, yeah, 8 attacks will
That fucking
get
hurt,
through
bro.
a lot. Yeah,
It's the 2 crits, man.
that second one was unexpected.
With the red hair and like the grayish skin, he kind of looks like Ganondorf.
Kind of does, huh? Ganondorf.
Huh. Legit never made that connection
Alright, so
until
is it your
just
turn,
now.
Connor?
Well, go
Especially
figure.
from like right
Oh,
here.
yeah,
you know,
so
he
it's
looks like
all
him.
the-
Go figure. Ninterra makes that reference.
Yeah,
Good
no
job.
kidding.
Good job.
She has a YouTube channel where she talks about Legend of Zelda lore and stuff, and is currently playing through Skyward Sword, the HD remake, right?
Yeah, I streamed for the first time on
She
Saturday.
did.
No.
It was very fun. So
Yeah.
I'll probably stream tomorrow also if you want to check it out.
Ooh. All right, probably have to do that.
Okay, I have an idea. Damn it. Okay. Oh, we're so screwed.
As I end my
I
turn,
felt like
I'm
his
gonna yell at
tablet
Mitchell and
bit
say,
him. Damn, you'll regret that.
Ah.
All right, it's just like, and it looks at the other head that's like, and it just goes back towards you. Yeah,
Okay. I'm on horseback.
you sure are.
Come on, cleric, heal him.
How can
You
I?
don't have healing word?
No, I don't.
What kind of a loser are you?
I'm a war cleric.
Dog shit cleric, you said.
Oh man, I can avenge you. I'm really good at that.
Oh no!
Okay, Justin, I will be so upset with you with the conversation we previously had.
I know. I'm
So
trying to figure
it-
this out. I got this.
It's in poor shape. You can see very clearly that this thing is like has taken some serious wounds, and it's not like regenerating at the moment.
Yeah. So either I blast it and in the fight, and Godric has to make and pass a save or he dies, or I go over and heal you, and then as soon as you go conscious, it starts fighting you again.
No. No. I know it's not on your fucking spell list.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no ability to resurrect you or heal you from a distance.
I will be
I'm a different kind of cleric.
I will not
Yeah,
let you,
that's
I will
true.
just ask you never to come in this house again.
I have yet. Never mind.
Aren't you unconscious?
Good, keep it that way.
Okay. Okay.
Keep that joke
okay.
in the dark where it belongs.
All right. Godric goes down. Godric is our bruiser. I'm just going to cast Guiding Bolt on it at 3rd level.
All right.
Oh my god. Oh, crap, I'm gonna have to lift all the logs and shit away now.
Oh my god.
And you're gonna have to lift Godric's dead
Yeah.
body into the
Yeah.
cart so that we can take him to a healer.
Don't you have a potion?
Take him to an
You wanna
actual
throw it at
cleric that can help.
Hop on your horse and give it to him. Use your action, baby.
Just chuck it right in his face.
She's so
Just beat him right in the
nuts,
head.
dude.
All right. All right.
Relax.
Okay. 19 on the die. So that's a 26.
Well, that's a hit.
Okay. 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 We can do this. I can save you. That's not very good.
No, it's not.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16 radiant points of damage. And the next attack on him is at advantage.
Oh, jeez.
Alright, I'll get ready to roll.
Oh.
So.
Oh, jeez.
Matt, I would agree with you if I didn't have a fucking conversation
So how
with him
much?
about this.
How much damage again? 13?
16.
16?
Yes.
So, divine radiant energy like lashes
Matt, you're not
out,
here.
strikes it, and fucking blows the troll apart, and its body just spreads out across the trees, sickeningly just clack as parts of it like are thrown up into the trees, and like its body kind of like legs kind of move for a minute on its own, and then it just boom falls on the ground.
Told you.
Oh.
So I have to make a save.
You sure do, sir.
He saved.
Oh my god.
He saved.
I saved once.
You got 15 on the die. It's just a straight up con check, right?
What,
It's just
for
a
a
20.
Well, it's a flat roll.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
it's
a
not.
flat roll.
Yeah, it's just a
death
flat
saving
roll.
rolls or a flat roll?
Flat roll.
Oh, see, I thought it was a Constitution check, and I was like, "Well, you're really Constitution-y."
No.
Constitution-y, I
Wow.
like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just 10, right?
The only person who's really
Yep.
Constitution-y is George Washington.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
could
it's
say
it's
John
a D10.
Hancock,
Or it's a
you
D20 and
know.
you roll you have to roll above a 10. Period.
Well,
Yeah, and
10 or
did you
above.
roll above a 10?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Oh,
now
good.
they can stabilize
Yes.
you and you don't have to roll.
Yes.
you're okay. So,
Well, I mean, he has to roll unless someone doesn't come over here and stabilize it.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll again unless someone comes and stabilizes me.
Watch him there. Oh, isn't this a shame?
Oh man.
Damn.
All
right,
Damn,
all
that's
right, I
really
turn-
shitty.
to look at
I guess
Connor.
we've got to move on.
Are we clear?
I will look around and, I mean, the troll's gone.
Get the horses. And I jump down and run over to Godric.
Okay.
I passed the second one.
Oh my god, why are you rolling with the DM? not
Because you're
telling me to
taking your
roll?
fucking time.
I'm coming!
He's
Oh my
being
God.
dramatic.
He
and
wants
so
to
roll
die.
dice.
He wanted to die.
I run over,
He didn't
Apparently.
tell you to roll.
I drop to
That's
my
true.
knees, I place my hands
You're
on your
trying to kill
chest,
yourself.
and I cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
And you get 11 hit points.
I'm gonna go get the horses.
Oh, what the fuck?
Stay down, don't move.
Fuck you.
You're missing paws. Don't
No
move.
shit.
Stay here.
Where's my shit?
Do you have a potion or
I
something?
pull out a greater health potion. Drink it. That's
That greater health potion. Thank you, Lilith.
it's
Yeah.
4. It's 44 plus 4.
Yes.
Okay, roll 3. 6, 9, 13, 17.
Yeah.
And I'll pull out another one to do the same thing.
Because every single time people award greater healing potions, there you go, Godric.
That's true. He should have a bunch.
Same thing.
No, that was a 2 instead of 3.
So one less. So 29 then.
Counter spell the healing.
I mean, I don't think you can from a potion, but you can do it from spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for my Cure Wounds, brutal.
Yeah, well,
You could,
the
You can dispel magic.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then the potions, like say we got awarded a potion last episode, they expire.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, you don't just have like, oh, look at my potions and let 30 potions.
Of course, thank you.
Use them.
It's good
You just see
to
Godric
have.
reaches in, pulls out 2 potions in his pouch, bites both off, and just goes to clink them together and stops and just swings them back. Oh, son of a bitch.
Is everything all right? What happened?
Oh, I got eaten by a fucking troll. Oh,
That
I'm
sounds
missing a chunk from my
unpleasant.
ribs. Fuck.
So as you guys are like sitting there trying to figure out what take care of him, you hear like a swarm of like smaller bats just kind of flutter through the trees and kind of fly through where you're sitting, kind of just all around. They kind of swarm the armored wagon for a moment by the light, and then they take off into the woods.
I'm just gonna keep going, I think.
Am I able to rally up the horses?
I'm gonna take another potion of greater healing.
Yeah. And you kind of pull them all together.
I'm gonna start trying to clear the road as well, since he is.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, you see Godric just, oh, no. This is another problem. I pull out another one and drink
Okay.
Wait, are you sure it's dead? As I like ride up on my horse near the remains, and I hop off to like investigate to make sure it is in fact dead.
Make a medicine check.
Ooh, medicine.
And I'll take one of my regular.
I'm a bard, not a doctor.
I'm gonna take
Yeah,
2
no
potions.
shit.
6?
Oh my god, it's alive!
I mean, it kind of wiggles.
Oh my god, it's
And
alive!
then
Good!
it's 2
Good! I hop
steals.
back on my horse and I ride behind the carriage.
I'm taking 2.
Mhm.
And Godric pulls out 2 more potions of regular healing. He's like, nah.
He's literally clearing out his entire stock right
Yeah.
now. Which, by the way, you are carrying a lot of potions.
I know, it's because I don't need them, and I keep getting some from our group loot. I just haven't used them.
These are
I'm
for
also
sure.
going to use one.
Just good because they were low.
That's probably a good idea.
That's
That's okay. That's what worked out.
it's 1 more, so 5, 11.
So what are the rest of you doing?
We've caught up to them at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
guess
wagon
that
kind of
counts.
rolls to slow, and
I'm
Clara kind of comes out, pops open the top hatch to the armored wagon, and looks out over the group. What's going on?
It was a troll. 2 heads.
Holy shit!
The roads are infested with them sometimes here.
Ugh,
Dire
nice
trolls.
to
They
know.
grow rather large in the forest.
fuck. Should I
It's more than likely what took out the guards here.
You got
then.
pretty banged up, friend.
fucking shit.
Are you going to be able to move the debris?
1 moment. I say fuck it, and I pull out 2 more potions.
Jeez.
So as you're doing that,
No deal.
you guys hear something kind of in the distance. A loud screech in the darkness.
What kind of screech? Like a bat screech? Or like a...
Something really big.
I'm just
It kind of just like runs through, chills like your veins, and you hear a whole bunch of other like small bats just kind of suddenly just are startled out of the trees nearby, and they start swarming up into the sky and start flying like just every which way.
Fuck it,
I'd
I'm
like
just gonna
to,
make the
like,
last one.
friend out.
And then you can
I got
hear
1 more regular.
Mike.
wings, large leathery wings, sets of them like coming your direction.
I think we should move as quickly as
And
possible.
Clara, she looks up to the sky
Drink another one.
and she looks down. It's a Felgeist. Hurry, quickly! You have to remove the obstacles. We need to go now before it befalls us.
Ugh, I think my side's clearing up. Fuck it. Ah!
Quickly!
Felgeist!
I run up and I begin just fucking throwing shit. I just make noise. I don't care. I'm hucking shit.
All right, sounds
Aren't
good.
we just all?
I'm hucking
Just
shit.
hucking shit, yeah?
I'll-
All
I
right.
fuck little shit.
I'm gonna be
Save some
useless
for me.
moving big items, so I'm just gonna
Dude,
stay on the wagon
fuck
and
you, I
keep
have a
my
hole in
eyes
my
out in
stomach.
case I see anything like starting to try to swoop down and attack us.
Yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
to stay on horseback and do what Katarina's doing.
So, give me athletics check, athletics check, athletics check.
That I would.
Okay.
The motherfucker
that did not
just
roll. I don't think he's used to rolling a metal die. He literally threw it and it didn't move at all.
It was just.
Slid.
I'm like,
16.
Counts as
What
a
did
roll.
it get?
I mean,
27.
yeah, it technically does.
Alright.
Just because it didn't work the way you wanted to doesn't mean it's not a roll.
I mean,
dude.
you still
13.
roll
13.
well. 14.
27.
Oh, no, you're right.
16.
16? All right, yeah. So, in a matter of maybe 10 minutes, you're able to move most of the wreckage out of the
That's a
way.
long time.
So now you have a level of exhaustion?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that's all skill checks?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. All right. Well, technically I rolled
disadvantage.
anyway, so still fine. I rolled an 18 and a 4.
He could not have rolled much lower than he rolled.
Yeah, nice. All right. So, okay, yeah, there we go. So, Katarina, as you're kind of looking up at the sky and trying to watch, you see a shadow kind of just pass over the cart, and you turn and you look, and you don't see anything.
Bless you.
And then you hear the sound of large wings like come nearby and kind of come down near the wagon, and you look and you can't find where it's coming from, but this whatever it is that's here is flying low over the trees and and trying to spy on you. And Clara looks extremely concerned with what's happening at the moment. And so you see her pull out her repeating crossbow, and she starts dumping out the regular bolts, and you see her start pulling out silver-tipped bolts and racking them into the crossbow.
While they're working. Clara, what is a Geist?
It's a massive, oversized felbat, something that's fed on too many people. They're extraordinarily rare, but they're extremely dangerous. As far as I'm aware, from what we understand, they're also capable of passing on the vampiric curse. They're tools of the vampire aristocracy, and we don't see them very often in these lands.
Oh,
So it's like way worse than just the standard, like...
Does anybody
No, everything, I guarantee that all natural creatures or anything smaller than that has already fled the area upon its screech. It'll draw other felbats to us. We have to get going.
More felbats.
Does anyone have a goddamn lantern?
You can do it! As I give you bardic inspiration.
So she kind of pulls her crossbow bolt up, and you can see her like start almost like a Winchester, like clicking a gear in place. Click, 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 and she kind of just slings it up, and she looks around at everybody. We have to go, and there's no time.
At that, I hobble over to the fucking horse and hop on, feeling my side kind of stitched together as I'm holding a hole in my body. I'm like, yeah, let's get going. Shit. Ugh.
Willem, quickly, the horses. We need to go.
Hey, Ultium, do you have a bandage?
No, I don't carry bandages.
Quickly, the horses! Let's go!
I'm already on my horse. I'm waiting for everyone to get on their fucking shit so I can leave.
So
I'm on the horse. I'm gonna go.
Let's go.
Willem kicks up the carriage and begins rushing down the road, and you guys trying to keep pace, keep moving.
Yeah.
As you're like rushing through the woods and taking these twists and turns, you more or less, a couple of you end up seeing some of these smaller barricades, and you hear Clara. She's just like, "There's no time to stop. You're gonna have to jump them."
Oh shit!
So you're saying we have to make animal handling checks?
Yes.
As he goes, remember at the beginning where some of you are now at disadvantage? Oh, man.
As you jump the first one and you make it over, you hear the screech from the sky, and coming down from the direction of the moon is a massively winged humanoid-esque monstrosity of a bat creature as it comes swooping down and slams into the armored wagon, rocking it.
Can I try to chill touch it as soon as I see it?
Sure, yeah, you can try.
Oh, yeah. Chill touch slows things down.
Chill touch.
Attack.
That'd be great in this
I'm going to
situation.
switch to my...
Does it count as
my bow.
undead?
Dwarven throw.
You can spend your action to make a history check if you want.
I want to spend my action to hit it.
Yeah, that
It'll
makes
be
sense.
fine. Okay. Ranged spell attack.
Oh shit.
20.
20? Yeah, that's a hit.
Yes. Okay.
So as it hits the wagon and comes down, you like cast your spell, and this icy skeletal looking hand just kind of comes out of the ether and just latches onto its wing and yanks it down to the ground behind you, like throwing it off the wagon. So how much damage did you do?
6 points of necrotic.
6 points?
Necrotic.
Necrotic?
And then if it is undead, it will have disadvantage on attack rolls against me.
Okay.
God damn
Oh
it, dude.
no.
Bro, I got my
So-
shit, bro.
You guys see, like, you hear Katarina, and you look back and you see her cast a spell, and you see this massive creature hit the wagon and get, like, thrown off to the side. And then you hear more screeches come from the sky as more of these large humanoid bats, smaller than the one that just dropped down, smaller than the Felgeist, but they start swooping down towards you, trying to take you off of your horses. And you batter them the way and duck and continue riding. And then we're going to roll initiative.
Oh my god.
Oh shit!
Hey, feel free to.
And
use
we're going to take a
$100.
short break.
To set up
So
another
we could set up
battle
another
map?
battle
Battle
board.
board.
Battle sword!
So are we gonna take our little 15?
Yeah, we're going to take a quick
intermission?
little 15-minute intermission. We're going to be right back. And we're gonna get into the cream of the ninth episode, which
Cream de la
is
crop.
the fun stuff.
Get us into some candy.
No, Alex, what's
We'll be
the
back in about 10
What's the
minutes or
song?
so, and don't go anywhere.
Let's
Or
all
go
go
get
to
drinks and
the
snacks and stuff, but you're gonna want to
Let's
see
all go to the lobby.
what happens.
Let's all go to the lobby. We need to get ourselves some snacks. Oh yeah, cream of the crop.
Welcome
I'm
back.
Chase.
Let's get into all
I'm ready.
this goodness.
My dad.
We're back, by the way, Mike.
So I already have initiative rolled for all my stuff.
Oh,
All right. Well,
So we'll start with clockwise around the table.
Start over there because I need to find his initiative.
we'll start
Well,
with
it
Mark.
starts with
I
Yeah.
got it.
While we're rolling initiative,
What'd you
can
get?
we thank CD Projekt Red for the ability to use their music? Because this is fantastic.
Huh?
So while we're rolling initiative, can we thank CD Projekt Red for letting us use their music?
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
CD Projekt Red, super awesome, and we're super happy.
Jesus Christ, Mike. Mike helps keep us running, but I'm convinced at some point he's going to be the reason everything falls apart.
Block, what did you
Yeah,
get on initiative?
yeah, me too.
23.
Wow.
I did
Trying-
not realize he has a
Wow.
+6 to initiative.
8.
How does he have a +6?
Check and make sure he's not hasted still.
Because that sounds egregious.
Yeah, from the guy who
he's
stacks
hasted.
on initiative.
How do I
He
see
would
if
know.
he's hasted?
Katarina?
5.
I don't see anything that would indicate haste.
5 outright.
But that does seem
Five.
high.
Connor.
Considering
13.
Yeah, it
Roger.
should just be
19.
dexterity.
Yeah. But I don't know how
Roll.
to find that.
Oh, a minute ago.
Rolling a minute ago isn't how we do it. You roll
Oh,
in
Matt
order,
says he
one
adds his
person at a time around
intelligence
the
to
table.
his
Oh,
initiative.
That's how we've
so
always done it.
That's right.
For
So it
3
is
years.
6. Damn.
She says war
What'd you get?
wizard, baby.
11.
Shit. Damn, boy, you
Oh,
quit.
my
Shit.
God.
Shit.
So, what did he have?
What's it? He adds his intelligence.
He adds his intelligence.
Oh yeah,
He's-
War Wizard.
Yeah, he's so
War
smart.
Wizard.
He's quicker on the draw.
That's rad.
So yeah, 23.
Alright, so I got a 15.
Fast as fuck.
That's adding. I was like, dude,
What
that's
everybody else
fast as
get?
fuck.
Yeah.
So, the Felbats got a 14. The Felgeist got a 20.
Still faster.
And then
than-
leave something else in for
Question mark?
question mark
Okay.
at 11.
Oh dear.
Alright.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
So Locke is going first, followed closely by the Geist.
I know, I saw
I
that.
should have rolled worse, huh?
Next
Need
on
to
the
prepare
list
you someone
is
else's spells
Ulthion
list.
at 15. Then the Felbats at 14. Connor at 13. Godric at 11. Tied with the question mark thing. Who's going first on that?
Remember, everybody's
I thought players should go first financially.
I don't know.
That's how we've always done it.
players went on ties.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Players win on ties, and if players ties, we generally just pick whoever has a higher dex, or if someone wants to go first.
Gotcha. Alright, then Locke is first on the initiative.
So, if you guys aren't familiar, because you more than likely never have to use them, you should probably refresh yourselves on the mounted combat rules if you're on a mount.
Ooh, I don't know the mounted combat rules.
Never used them.
I don't think I've ever had a mount.
So the primary distinction is that your mount gets basically its own movement and turn kind of thing. So like you're on it and your mount moves for you, so your mount's movement is the movement, and then your mount can take the dash action or the dodge action or the disengage action.
Okay.
That wagon is so cool.
Is
I
Locke
really like it.
the thing that looks blue?
He's the one with the
Holding
yellow
the-
base.
Holding the. Oh, okay, yellow base. That's easy.
Yep.
Bright.
That's
and
why it's
vibrant.
done that way.
Bright and vibrant.
Yeah,
How
congratulations.
It's almost like that was thought through.
Yeah. So as the fell guy swoops down and strikes the armored wagon, it kind of rocks, and a part of it kind of bends, and you hear a creak afterwards. And you cast the spell, you threw it to the ground, it got back up and screeched in the air, and more fell bats started swarming down. At the moment, as you look up, you can see that there's at least a dozen or so are like circling up above and kind of dropping down in small groups to attack. as Willem like picks up the reins and kicks the horse as you're riding, you guys realize that up the bend, about 60 feet ahead, a fallen tree has come across the road.
Ooh.
It's not big enough that you couldn't jump it. It also seems just big enough to be a problem for the wagon. So,
Would you say I'm within 5 feet of them two?
We're gonna have to take care of that.
Is that Oltheon?
5 feet?
With mounted combat, can you use two-handed weapons?
Yes.
Godric's like, take care of what? I can't
Of
see
both of
shit.
Literally what I'm saying. I'm nothing.
Connor and
Yeah,
Oltheon?
you steer the horse with your knees.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not easy.
I didn't figure it was, but I mean, I already have
All right,
disadvantage.
then I will stay put.
We've got a
Should we change to the battle cam?
It's
Didn't I already?
gonna be a big.
There we go.
Yeah.
Bats are kind of hard to see. Okay.
So he's putting it in his lap.
I'm a child.
All right. I see 3 bats. Is that correct?
Just
There's one back here. There's one right up
You
next
see
to
three.
Connor. Yep.
Okay.
And there's one to
Yeah.
to
The
my
fell
left.
guys
about
took
11
up
o'clock.
it took to the sky.
So
Alright,
if you do not control your mount, it can act independently from you and fleet combat and all that kind of stuff. So
All right. Let's keep it simple. 1 magic missile per bat.
All right.
Bat number 1. So the one in the back left
Okay.
of me takes 2.
Okay.
The one in front of Konar takes 3, and the last one takes 4. As I feel we are surrounded. I just started
Alright.
blasting.
So I started blasting. So
So
anyway,
anyway, I
missile
started
just
blasting.
erupts to rip through the darkness as it strikes these fell bats. They're coming in, swooping down, and making attacks. So I need to know when it's
Question
the top of the
marks
round. Yeah,
Okay, you'll need to know that one too.
Yep.
Okay. Locke's turn is over though.
top of the round
Yes.
and initiative
All right.
20,
It is the Geist.
which is
What's
layer
it? Does it
action.
take an action
So,
to
the
control
Geist-
the
The
horse?
Geist
or-
is at initiative 20.
Is that initiative
Yeah,
20?
so-
Okay. So
Reaction.
The Geist
nothing.
uses its lair action and it screeches into the air, and a swarm of vampire bats start swooping down. Everybody on the map at the moment, because it's in the air, needs to make a DC 13 Dex save, or takes slashing damage.
So this is one of the few times that I may not see it coming.
Huh?
So I have advantage on dex saves,
Justin,
but
spare paper.
But you can't see.
technically I can't see because it's dark.
I'll say you can see it because there is lanterns on the coach and stuff shining out in the night.
You said
All right.
DC 13?
It's one of those
DC
few
13.
moments where I legitimately can't see it coming. So
Okay.
I don't have permission to cast on lock sheet, so
Nope.
I need to write down the spells I'm using.
Really?
Yeah, I tried clicking it multiple times
Yeah, he's
using
viewing
the slot.
only 'cause he's-
I cannot
I see.
actually cast for him.
So everyone who passes takes 10 slashing and piercing damage, and everybody who fails takes half that.
What was the DC?
DC 13.
Everyone
Dex.
who failed takes 10, everyone who passed takes half.
Yep.
DC 13 deck. Oh, that's a huge fail.
That is 10 damage
Nice.
for
I
me.
pass with a lot.
All right.
I failed by 1.
I'm like, whoa!
So you take half.
10 if you fail, 5 if you pass.
I can't change his hit points either.
That's a bummer.
So
That's
5.
awesome.
Message him and he'll give
I
you
got it.
credentials.
I'll just take care of it. It's easy math.
Okay. So then the Geist swoops down to the wagon.
Squeeze right here.
Oh, he's large.
And it attacks
How
the
high is
armored
that?
wagon, slamming into it.
That's a big boy.
And that's going to be,
Whoo, that's a big one.
let's see, for reference, the armored wagon has an AC of 18.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So,
Bruh, you ain't there. You're not there. Oh, that's why, because... Hang on.
So...
No, that is right. Man, I don't know.
Where's the thing? Oh, here it is. Okay.
Dash.
It misses.
Nice.
No, Godric's guts went back inside, thank you. His
All
small
right.
intestine went...
So,
For now.
then it
It's disgusting.
He has a hernia now. It's okay.
Gross.
I can see that because I have a hernia.
Gross.
I'm allowed to joke about hernias because I have one.
I'm allowed to laugh at my
No
own
one
pain.
else is.
I'm allowed to laugh at my own pain.
that
Ow.
ends, it flies back up in the air. That ends its turn.
What a... That was a very satisfying
Who's
noise.
next?
After the Geist and Initiative Order 20 for his lair action is... it's Ultia. That's me.
Montan!
Oh
Whoa!
my goodness.
I can do your health over here.
That's really cool.
So updates on the...
Huh? 3D chess?
62.
All right. Flies back up in the air after attacking.
Yeah.
Do what?
We need to move it a little.
Yeah, so
Right.
updates on that.
Just out of the
I
way of
don't
the
think he
camera.
has
Yeah, it's
any
blocking it.
resistances.
It's a good...
I mean, other than
fine.
poison, but I mean, like when it comes to physical
It's-
damage.
We all know it's in the sky, it's fine. And actually, since
Can you
we have this moment,
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
All right,
just to
whose
show
turn
the
is it?
people at home...
Hold on.
Yep.
I'll just keep
I'm gonna cast Firebolt at the bat over near Connor. To the,
Okay.
Oh no, there's one on my left.
Where's
I'm
the
gonna cast Firebolt
laser
at
pointer
that
at?
one.
Yeah, Connor had it last.
He hasn't.
He has it.
I was like,
All right. I'm gonna direct my horse to keep moving forward at a dash speed.
Okay.
And then I'm going to Firebolt the bat on my left.
So you're going to use your action to dash the horse?
No, the horse uses its own action. And then I use the spell. Otherwise, we would just stand still when we started throwing around spells.
Oh.
He can instruct the horse to use its action essentially because it's trained to dash. So the horse is using its independent action. He's just on the horse while the horse is doing it.
Oh,
They
okay.
share initiative. but
Okay,
the
well
horse
then,
kind of acts.
if you want the
under
dash,
his
go
instruction.
on animal handling check.
18.
Oh, that's good enough. Yeah, so it'll listen to you
Okay.
this round. So it'll
this
go.
time.
Mhm.
All right. Then I throw a fireball at that bat
That
at my
makes
11
sense.
o'clock.
Bam.
Ooh, 20 on the die. So not 20. So that is
Ooh.
Firebolt. You said fireball.
firebolt.
Bolt.
Very different
I was
stuff.
gonna say you are not rolling an
For
attack roll on
13
a ball.
fire damage.
13.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I guess.
At the one near you, right?
Yeah, to my left.
Okay.
But you got 13 on it, correct? Do you not
Damage.
have? You don't have 2d10?
Yeah, that was with two. That was with 40
He'll roll
All right.
wolf.
Yeah.
Solid strike goes through its wing. It screeches in pain. Okay.
Then it's Ulthion's turn and brings us to the felbats.
The felbats fly up and attack the nearest targets to them. So Trin gets attacked, Connor gets attacked, and Ulthion gets attacked.
Oh, I mean, I was wondering who it was, and I just see my red ass
So-
head in the corner above everything else.
Attack against Mr. Trin there.
Trim the goblin.
So it's going to be 15 to hit.
Oh, that totally hits.
Let me double check his stats. Okay, yeah.
That carrot looks so cool.
8 piercing damage.
No.
All right, and then on to Ulthion. 12 to hit.
That does not.
All right, and then on to Connor. 22 to hit.
22 hits.
So 6 piercing damage.
Ouch.
Okay. So they kind of swoop down, swarming a couple at a time, like just taking pot shots with their claws, and a couple of them end up hitting some of you in armor in the back, just barely missing Ultheon. And that ends their turn.
All right, after the felbats is Connor.
Let's swing at that felbat right there.
The one that rode up to you?
Yep.
Flew up to you?
And how much, with the light that's being given right now in the area, can I see, like...
Oh, you're asking if we're at disadvantage?
No. That, I was just going to assume I was at disadvantage. I meant, like, the enemies that are swarming, I can see them.
It depends on how far away they are.
From me to the one by Ulthia.
You probably have 15 feet of bright light and probably an additional 10 feet of dim light out of that.
Could I see the felbat attacking Ultheon?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 10 feet, right? Or close to it. Might be just outside of it.
I can't see myself in my exact position, so that's why I'm asking.
Technically, no.
No? Okay.
No. On base to base, no.
Alright. So 2 attacks on that felbat right next to me.
Okay.
Hey Matt, we found your replacement.
Yeah.
17 to hit.
17 hits.
And 11 to hit.
An 11?
No, that's just a natural one.
Okay, yeah, it is.
Natural ones mean...
Yeah, we don't have to...
So 17 to hit?
Yep.
You don't add the ones, you say.
Right. So that's a hit. So damage?
Damage is 13.
Alright, solid strike, but it just flaps its wings backwards just in time for you to miss the like its midsection, the majority of its body. Then your turn?
Yeah, that should... Continuing on forward.
Godric then.
Alright, I'm gonna pull the horse forward and kind of...
So did you want your horse to move 60 feet towards the end of the board?
Yeah, I didn't know if we were actually moving the board or whatever, but yeah, I'm at a dead sprint trying to get ahead of it.
Okay. So you make the attack and then the horse moves up ahead.
My whole world changed.
Yeah, that should actually...
Okay.
Alright. And I am actively trying to get to that tree on the road too.
Give me another animal handling check to jump the obstacle.
Oh, baby boy!
It's 6.
It's a 6.
Because I'm at disadvantage.
Yeah. So as you kind of approach it, the horse gets spooked, and it like instead of jumping, it just turns and rears to the side, and you're gonna have to turn back around to get it to attempt again.
Okay. Horse didn't want to jump.
Yep.
Glad I didn't fall off.
Yeah.
I actually want to get off and try and get the tree out of the way for the carriage.
Okay. Gotcha. So you're gonna climb down and head over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least right over there, yeah.
Sure. Sounds like.
After your attacks?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it takes 5 feet of movement to dismount.
On a horse. Yep.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just letting you know.
Yep.
Thank you.
Takes 5 to mount it as well, right?
I believe so.
I thought it was half.
Is it half your movement to mount?
I thought it was half for both.
That would make sense. Dismounting is easy. Getting back on.
I literally have it right here. You can mount a creature within 5 feet of you or dismount. Doing so costs the amount of movement equal to half your speed.
Yeah.
Okay. Both do.
So you're close enough to get there anyways. Just close enough. All right. Does that... So we're moving forward?
Yeah, it's Godric.
So just to remind everybody, the wagon is at a standstill right now. It's not going anywhere until you guys clear the obstacle.
Right, okay.
So.
Yeah. At that, I'm gonna fucking I can't see anything, so I just know that when he told me there was a log in the way, I'm gonna fucking lash the horse and go forward. I'm gonna, does it use my movement to use the, like...
No, the horse has 60 feet of movement.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna move the horse up to the log.
Okay. All right. So you cross in front of the bat.
Y'all.
Do you keep going? And take an attack of opportunity, or what?
Yeah.
Okay. So
An
it
attack
attacks.
can happen against you or the horse, by the way.
Yeah. So it targets Godric. 17 to hit.
Hits.
All right.
What if the horse is less than 5 feet tall?
So 10 piercing damage.
All right.
As it bites onto you.
Yep, I keep riding forward.
Okay. So there you go. You are stuck behind Ultheon as he's blocking the pass between the tree and you.
Can I unmount, move up to the log?
Sure.
So I'm going to unmount.
Takes half your movement.
Yep, so I have 20 left.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to move up to that log.
Okay.
Dismounting.
Dismounting.
Unmounting is when you kill somebody's horse while they're on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to unmount.
So you dismount yourself, you unmount other people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm gonna
You can also
dig into this fucking log and just attempt to fucking throw it away.
Okay. Give me a DC 15 athletics check.
With disadvantage.
Yeah.
You can also dehorse them, where you just kill the horse.
No, that's unmounting.
Wait for you said 15?
Yes.
I pass.
Okay. Yeah. So you move the debris. With that,
You're on a horse.
you throwing
That's
it.
the only reason.
I walked up there.
Yeah, he's not on a horse.
I'm not on my horse.
Yeah, he's not on a horse.
Oh.
Wasted my movement.
So the logs are cleared out of the way. Boom.
And I will use the last of my 20 feet, well, whatever's left of my movement, to move back to my horse.
Okay. So you have 20 feet, right?
Yeah, I have 20, so I don't know if I can do both, but I give it a shot.
4 inches.
The Warhammer-esque measurement here, ladies and gentlemen. Can I
You can make it.
Okay, cool. I'm going to make it back and grab the reins, and that's it.
Okay.
And prep to jump back on. And I have my turn.
Sounds good.
There, the road is clear. Keep moving.
Yeah. Clara. Willem, get the horse team ready. Okay.
And what's turn?
After Godric is the question mark.
Okay. Skip.
The mysterious thing. Trin.
Oh my goodness! I look up. Can I see this geisty thing? The geist bat monster? Is it like
Make a
so far
perception
away? Okay, I make a perception check. Oh, I didn't roll very good. Get out of here. 6.
6. No, you lost sight of it.
All right. Well, I reach down and I grab my sword, and I look over at. Did that use up my action to look up?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that sucks. So I don't do anything. I grab my sword and I'm like, well, damn you! As I try and keep control of my horse. It's okay.
All right.
Amateur.
No bardic inspiration or anything to anybody? You're just going to end your turn?
Yes.
Okay.
Katarina is next. Did I need to roll Clara into initiative?
No, not yet.
All right.
I have her initiative, but not ready yet.
I will turn and look up at the Geist Bat, whatever
Okay.
it's called, and I am going to use Toll the Dead on it.
Okay. Sounds good.
That is a 25 to hit.
That's a hit.
Sweet, and since it's taken damage already, it's d12s. That is...
Is there a save for Toll to Dead?
No, it's a to hit.
Okay.
Yeah. So that'll be 11 points of necrotic damage. As a big,
Alright.
like, swirly, there's, like, inky tentacles. Not that most of you can see it, but inky tendrils come out of my hand and swirl above its head to form a bell, and it just kind of rings over its head.
Nice.
Told it that. I get it.
All right. And like you can see it like get shaken and like kind of loses its flight pattern for a moment, and then it kind of regains what it's doing and continues to circle back around.
All right.
Yeah, that'll be it for me.
After Katarina, it goes all the way back up to the top with Locke.
So top of the initiative.
So top of the order, top of the initiative. All right, cool.
Was there a lair action?
Hmm?
Was there a lair?
The lair action happens at 20.
Yeah, the lair action happens at 20
with the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll command the horse to get out of the way of the carriage and then follow next to it as it moves forward.
Okay, so where you want to move?
Just off to the side, and then as the carriage comes forward, then I'll follow with it.
Okay. Okay, make an animal handling check.
8.
8? The horse refuses to respond.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. It
Just
would
sits
do
there
that.
right in the way.
Yep.
Damn horse. Move.
Is that it?
Yeah, it's like it's like bucking at you and it like refuses and it keeps yanking the reins back like the other direction.
And then I look over at Godric. You do things as I cast haste.
Godric?
Yes.
Okay.
Yo, so who needs a horse?
You're tired, man.
I'm still running at the speed of a horse.
For how long? Longer than a horse does?
No, but temporarily. That's why I said who needs a horse currently.
Will you cast haste for me?
Godric can run at 60 feet. If you walk it, he can run at 60
All right.
feet.
If Locke's turn is over,
Yeah, that's
did
it.
you move the die, or was that one of the things you're supposed to do?
No.
Okay. Then it's the Geist's turn.
Okay. So, it uses the lair action. So everybody needs to make a DC 13 Constitution or Dex saving throw. Sorry.
I would much prefer Constitution.
Hey, look what came back.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, nice.
Woo! I didn't need that 20 now, but I'll sure take it.
DC what?
So it's 11.
Good night, Lethal.
Really though, we love you.
okay.
Good night, Lethal. Woo. May your week be as legendary as our night was.
The DC what?
13.
13.
How much damage have you failed?
11.
My Corby,
Okay.
my adventuring companion.
Is it half or none?
Half.
Half
It's
if you
half?
succeed.
Okay. So is it 5? Yeah, 5.
Mm-hmm.
I had hasted rings. I don't know where they were.
Like
It's like the only one in the bag that's not there now.
Yeah, you got it.
You only taking damage?
Well, he's got it added to his character sheet.
Did you guys all pass and fail and apply the damage?
How much was the damage?
11.
11 if you fail.
Pass.
So 5 if you
Yeah,
pass.
that's it.
I passed and maintained con.
All right. What's
Okay.
the Geist do?
Alright, it swoops down, flying down, and once again tries to strike the wagon. This time hitting as it slams into it and damages it.
Oh, that's what the die is for.
Hmm.
If it hits it too many times, our wagon is done
Gonna
for.
explode. No, it's not helping any of us anyway. We're outside of it.
Hey, being able to see it would
Boom.
be cool.
Alright.
It's not that cool.
No, I mean, like, you know, being able to do damage to it would be, I'm sure, helpful.
Cast a
Being able
light
to
spell
do
then.
I can't
damage
see
to
it
the
when it
guys.
flies up there.
Cast a light spell then.
That's your
So
job.
that's-
You're the light guy.
I don't want to.
I'm the war player.
I don't
Cast
want to
on.
like invite every creature
kill
in
us.
like a 10-mile radius to our location.
So it flies back up
but I can see it over.
a little
Alright,
bit.
put your
Oh.
drift globe
It's
on.
flying right above
Oh,
it.
excellent! I needed it to be closer. It was too far away up there.
Tell your drift globe to go to it.
Yeah,
Is that the Geist's
I mean,
turn?
I can see it, so that's all we need,
Okay.
right?
Then
I
it
know
is
it.
my turn. Can I, since my horse is facing that way anyway, can I see the Geist?
What's your dark vision? 60 feet?
60?
60? I think you should be able to, though.
So
Um,
that's
For
10 inches.
for positional purposes, is it flying directly above the cart, or is it more actually in the spot where you have the tower?
Yeah, you can. Just barely.
Okay. I'm gonna screw it. A column of divine fire comes flying up from the sky and smashes straight down on top of the Geist. Then I'll cast Flame Strike.
Okay.
It needs to make a Dexterity 15 save.
Are you playing Dota?
Yeah, I guess so.
Is it flying above the carriage?
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to make sure that positionally it's actually supposed to be.
It
above the
passes.
carriage.
Okay, so it's going to take half damage. So, 18 fire damage.
Ooh.
Well, so the half of that, 9 fire damage.
That's almost the same roll. 14.
And then 7 radiant damage.
Does that cast light?
No.
It doesn't. It doesn't put off any light.
No.
A column of fire.
If you want to go rules as written, no.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you see stuff?
That's silly.
You see
It's-
brightness.
It's intended for damage, not for like.
It's not a utility
thing.
spell.
Yeah.
That's silly.
Practically, yeah, I'm sure you see it get flashed and radiant.
Yeah, but by the time it's your turn, it wouldn't matter. You know.
I mean, it all happens at the same time.
It's like gunfire.
And then I'm going to try to control my horse to move over pretty much just past
lightning
Godric
strike
this
of
way.
fire.
Okay. Make an animal handling check for me.
13.
13. Good enough. All right. So. Wield your way through it. Okay.
And that's it for my turn. And the felbats are next.
All right. So the bats continue to attack. So the 2 there. This one goes to attack Locke. So Trin gets attacked by 1. 18 to hit.
Definitely hits.
So 13 piercing damage.
Oh no.
Ultion gets attacked. That's a miss. That's a 9. Ooh, low roll. And then Locke gets attacked. 22 to hit.
That does.
11 piercing damage. Okay. That ends their turn.
I think they're at advantage on attacking guys who can't see in the dark.
11 damage, please.
You just,
I hate this.
you're so out of control.
Connor's next then if the felbats are
Hey,
back.
nothing's stopping Katarina from activating her drift globe or you casting the light spell.
He doesn't have it.
Well, there's torches too, so.
You can put a torch on.
Yeah.
I need 2 hands.
I'm worried about a big light source
Can't miss
attracting a lot more
That's
stuff.
missile.
True. But yeah, you know, if you pull a torch, then
I'm gonna attack this felbat and get on my horse.
Okay. Make your attack.
That is a 25 to hit.
Oh, that's a hit. You hit the shit out of it.
And that's 16 damage.
Ooh, 16. You kill it.
Nice.
Smash that bat straight into the ground like
Wham.
ice water.
Slice it in half.
Nice.
Okay.
Let's get out of here.
And then you climb, get back on the horse, correct? Okay.
Is it like sticky stuff on there?
Yeah, it's the hobby tack.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yep. Whose turn is it?
It is Godric's turn.
Well, I'm gonna fucking mount the horse.
All right.
I'm gonna hop up, rear it forward, and try to put it. I'm gonna turn, and that felbat's still in front of me, right? Or behind me?
Yeah, it's right there.
I'm gonna draw Gwendolyn and just come down and strike at it 3 times.
Okay, make an animal handling check.
I figured.
Oh, mother. Don't you have like some kind of bardic inspiration of some sort?
I can.
Well, that's what you're holding right now.
No. Oh, if I use it, it doesn't go away.
If you fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now roll that. 10.
10?
You have a heavier die and it still bounced out.
Yes.
All right. So you turn the horse, rear it back, and you attack the bat. Make
Oh!
your attacks.
Yay!
Nice.
Okay, so first attack. Fuck it. I don't see any other ones.
He is hasty.
Second attack.
He could fuck this thing up.
Third attack, just in case.
Which one's which?
I know. Yeah, we went over it at the beginning of the
Okay.
game. Yeah, I know which ones are which.
Yeah. -5 to all, because why not?
Okay.
Nice. They all landed in the right spot.
And I got natural 20s out of it.
Oh, you did. Shit.
But they're the same paired dice, so it doesn't count.
Oh, bummer they are.
Okay,
you
so
got one natural 20.
natural 20, 19, and 20.
Yeah, they all hit.
All right.
Nice.
I do 30 plus whatever I roll.
Yeah, you killed it.
I think that's why I said plus 30 is because
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you killed
slice it down.
You don't need to roll all those.
His body goes flying off into the woods.
I'm just
As
imagining him like
So
cutting off
as
both hands.
as you do that, you feel you see a lantern like come straight across you, like in the eyes, a bullseye lantern from Clara, and she just yells. She's like, "If you don't get out of the way, the wagon's not going anywhere. We
And
can't stay here all night while you fight the creatures that fly in the sky. Move."
I move forward and get out of its way.
Okay.
We're out of the way. I'm like, oh.
No, we're very not out of the way. I'm going to attempt to get on the side of the...
How far are you moving? You have 60 feet.
I'm going to just then get on the left side of the carriage then.
The garage.
The garage. Interesting question. Two things, Andy. First off, is since I'm hasted, can I hold an action that I get from haste? Since I have 2 actions?
Nope.
No, you can't.
Okay.
No, you can't.
Can I hold my regular action and use that action as something else?
You don't get 2 actions. You get an extra attack.
No, it
No,
says you get additional
haste
action.
is an additional action.
Action.
You get an extra action. And,
For the purpose of attacking.
Nope.
well, it says if you attack, it's just a 1 attack. It's not a full attack.
Yeah, you don't get the
Yeah.
benefit from extra attack or multi-attack from it.
Yeah, it says...
You get a +2 bonus to
Yeah, he
AC.
has it.
You get advantage on all dexterity saving throws,
Yep.
and you gain an additional action on each of your turns.
Yep.
That action can be used only to take the attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use object. So it has some stipulations, but it is an action.
So,
Mhm.
can I hold action and use the extra action to attack?
What are you trying to do?
That's
He's
legit.
trying to hold to a second.
No, I'm just trying to attack and hold an action, or hold an action and an attack, or hold action and do an action.
Well, you can, but you have to specify what you're holding it to do.
Okay, that's fine. I was just curious if that worked.
Yeah, your main action, you can choose to hold it and set the triggering mechanism.
Okay, I just want to double
Yeah.
check because I didn't know how that ruling worked. Second, some of my runes have that permanent hashtag. Do I have to be raging?
Yes.
Okay, that I couldn't remember and I wanted that specification. I was pretty sure, but I wanted to double check.
Even even anything that's permanent. No, not permanent, but everything has to be raging or within.
I
the range
kind of
of the
figured.
dragon.
It was the attack back after getting hit one of the
Yeah.
ones thinking of. Okay, never mind. My turn.
All right. It's question mark.
We're skipping.
All right, Trent.
I look up and I call out to the bat. And can I see the bat now that it's closer?
Yeah.
All right, I look up at the bat and I point out my sword, and I say, you know what Bat's favorite dessert is? Upside down cake, because I cast Tasha's hideous laughter.
Nice. Okay.
Or on the geist.
I think that was good.
It is a Wisdom 17 save.
Oh, so done. It was good.
Ooh. Don't even need to add my pluses. It succeeds.
Boo!
What's with its pluses though? Number. What's the pluses on this thing? You know what are we looking at?
And then
Seems to
A
be
number.
very wise.
It seems to be wise. It didn't give up information.
Yeah, it just screeches at you.
Interesting.
Maybe it laughed.
A little tiny chuckle.
And then I say, Katarina, you can do it. Better put your back into it. I need your help.
Yay!
Give you a D10 bardic inspiration.
Damn, you
I'll
get
use
a
my
metal
inspiration.
inspiration.
Yeah, it's
Metal.
heavy metal inspiration.
Hardcore inspiration.
Is that your turn?
And then my horse runs along the cart but uses the dodge action, but that doesn't really affect me. It just affects the horse.
Okay, make an animal handling check to see if you can make it do it.
Oh, do it for your own good. Oh no, 6.
I don't think that was gonna do it, buddy.
Bad horse, bad.
Yeah, you're struggling to just maintain control of the horse. This is the screeches
But
and the
did you use
swarms
your
of bats,
universal
and are
language
just
to-
like disrupting your guys' ability to get the horses to do what you need them to do.
And my turn.
Luckily, the wagon horses have blinders on. Anyways,
Fuck I need blinders for my horse.
Blinders for
You're already blind.
What if I just blind my horse?
You're up.
Yeah,
Yep,
just
Katarina.
Oh, I'm up.
Yep.
What if I just blind the
Alright.
horse? I mean, that's
I'm going
blind
to
of the
turn
horse.
around and look at the felgeist, and I'm
Mhm.
going to cast Enervation.
Okay.
that sounds fancy.
It is a 5th level spell. It sure is fancy.
That's fancy.
Okay, so it needs to make a Dexterity 16 saving throw.
It's probably
Okay.
good at Dex. Being all flyy and stuff.
Yeah, I'm hoping it'll.
Oh, it passes. Again,
Damn.
don't even need to
Okay.
modify it.
Well, it still takes 2d8 necrotic damage, of which I heal half that amount.
Oh, that's why it's highlighted. I was like, that's not good damage.
So that's 12. Yeah, 12 points of damage. So I heal 6. So those same inky tendrils come out of my hand, wrap around the felgeist, and as it gets weaker, the tendrils come back to me, and I feel a little bit better. And that'll be the end of my turn. Yeah, that spell is really cool because if it fails its save, it takes 48 damage, and I can just use my action on every one of my subsequent turns to just keep doing 48 damage and healing from it.
That explains why
What
it's
spell is that?
5th level.
Enervation.
So, as you cast
good.
and the inky tendrils of your necrotic energies kind of lash out at it, they strike it and seem to have no effect.
Oh, the necrotic damage doesn't do anything.
Maybe.
So I don't heal anything then? Because I heal half of whatever damage I do.
Takes none.
Alright,
Oh,
never mind. I
no.
don't feel better.
Crap.
Take that damage back.
I
Okay.
feel mildly displeased.
I feel depressed.
That's unfortunate. I think all I've done is necrotic damage.
Necrotic. You've
I haven't done shit to this thing. I've attacked it like 3 or 4 times and I haven't done
The first time you
anything.
told her that, I was like, shit.
I'll be
It's
honest,
the top
I
of the
didn't
initiative
think
order.
necrotic was gonna work. either.
Top of the initiative order.
I
You
didn't-
never know till you know.
I thought maybe
Yeah.
it might
So-
be resistant, but
Once again, it
immune is
swoops down
sucks.
and attacks the cart.
As its
Ooh,
lair
that's a hit.
action? Because I go before.
Oh,
it.
the lair action,
that's
Lair
right.
action.
Either way.
It goes after.
Yeah, so DC 15 dex save as the bat swarm.
I would go before it, right?
Yeah, lock.
Yeah.
If we're sticking to how the initiative order has been, lock goes, then the Geist and its lair action go at the same turn. You just wanted me to tell you what was at the top of the initiative order, and I don't know why.
Because the bats go at the top of the round.
The felbats?
Yeah.
No, felbats are at number 4.
No, the bats. The area attack goes at the
Oh
top.
yeah, that's been happening on the second order after
Has
lock.
it?
Yeah.
Has it? I
Haven't
thought it's been
doing that?
happening
I thought I
at
was
the
doing
top.
it before.
Because
No, because lock goes
That's
and then
ripping?
the
Yeah.
Geist and the
It's
bats
been
happen.
happening on the same initiative as the Geist.
Is it intended to happen
Oh, it's
first?
because they're both technically layer. Okay, I see why. But yeah, it's supposed to go at the top of the round.
Okay.
That's
That's
why.
fine. We can
Okay.
switch it.
Mhm.
I was just trying to
That
keep it
makes-
consistent with what it was.
No, that's
before,
fine.
but It's not going to change
Yeah,
much.
so
It's
DC
gonna do it
15
anyway.
dex save from everybody as it calls bats to it. They swarm into the area and try clawing and biting at you.
It's the same damage.
No.
Yep. It's going to be
Oof.
7.
Oh no, I
Alright,
failed.
Taken off. So did I. I got 4.
I do, however, maintain concentration on your haste.
Good. I appreciate it.
Yeah, because you would have lost a turn.
Yeah, that's why I said I appreciate you.
I get why, because I keep referring it to it as a layer action, which it is, but it's not happening on the layer action
okay.
It's
initiative.
a it's in
Because
a
you're not in its layer. So
it's an
Right.
instant action. Instance action.
yes.
In this instance of combat, this happens.
All right. Well, then it's Lock's turn.
I
Yeah,
had to
that was
think of the
awesome.
word.
Does it fly back up
Instance.
during its lair action?
No, it doesn't.
All right.
So
Good.
many of my spells do.
Because I can
necrotic.
probably
So
see it
take
now,
all that
right?
necrotic that you do.
There's lanterns over there?
I didn't do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like
So
right
many
behind
of
you.
my
You can see it.
spells
It's,
are
it's
necrotic.
flying above and like
well, who's
trying to
crazy
strike the
bitch-ass
wagon.
fault is that?
I apologize. I wasn't really ready for it
It's
to
not
be in
my
range
fault, I
because
know
it
I
hasn't
was
been in
never
range
made.
every time. Jeez, dude, why does everything you have a freaking radius to it?
Mass destruction, that's why.
You know what?
Because he's
kind of built for war.
Yeah, you know,
All of my ranged
I guess that makes sense.
cantrips are necrotic.
I thought you were going to show us how fast your turns are.
Look, I haven't been able to see this whole time. I just wasn't prepared for this. All right. Can I cast a cone of cold without hitting a teammate?
No.
Okay. I wouldn't be able to shoot it up at an angle. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Unless you got a target, I don't think you're hitting anything else.
Yeah.
Maybe it is time for the lightning.
This is bad.
Kadoosh.
That has a range.
Ooh.
That has a radius too.
Valid,
Oh my
actually,
God,
man.
no.
I
I'm
mean,
trying not to hurt
Yo,
people. I guess I'm
100%
just gonna cast a
You're right,
magic
you're right.
missile
Never mind, I have
because
sin
this is
myself.
taking a while.
You're just not allowed
Level
to use
1?
lightning right now.
No.
I'm just, I shouldn't as a whole.
Let's do a.
At least if I've ever used a loud.
my ranged cantrips are all necrotic.
Yeah, let's do a level 2.
Okay.
You have a +1 bow still. So,
So 4d4?
Oh, I do.
It says additional
my
darts 2,
dexterity is
so it'd be
garbage.
5d4.
it is still better than
Oh, yeah.
not doing anything.
I mean, I'll just have to use leveled spells.
Alright, you have a +1 bow, so.
All on the.
It's-
Yes.
Slightly better than yours, but not by much.
Then use that bow.
I have chromatic orb.
14 force damage.
She saw that.
14?
As I just start blasting.
Okay.
Okay.
Lances of like blue, sharp light, magical light, just kind of slice through the night, and kind of most of them go like strike into it,
She already knows.
and it screeches when it gets damaged. How much was it again?
14.
14? Yes.
Yeah, and
Okay.
everyone in the tavern was like,
And then I am going to once again
she knows.
try and move
She
this
knows.
damn horse out of the way and follow behind the carriage.
Okay.
15?
10? 15? That's a success?
It might be 13.
Okay.
Animal handling, it is a 13.
Okay.
Still a success?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, yeah, I move it off to the side, and then once the carriage passes, I will follow behind it.
Well, where do you want it to move?
To the carriage's right, my left.
So.
Yeah.
Like over here?
Yep.
Okay. Keep you right out of 5 feet from the bat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. If lock is done, then it's the Geist and the initiative order 20 thing.
Oh, no.
I didn't realize that everything he had.
The what's
had a
turn? The
radius
guy's
to it.
turn?
I'm like,
Yeah. Well, it attacks the wagon. Which is a hit.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Okay. And then it flies.
I'm trying to get this thing's attention. It's not interested in me.
Do I get an attack? Please tell me I do.
No. Neither of you do.
So-
it flies up.
Question from.
So can we make it back here?
I mean, I do have a reach weapon.
Hmm?
Oh,
You have reach?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have a glaive, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you'd be able to make an attack of opportunity against it.
I'm certainly going to try.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Ooh. Actions. It's probably going to hit. That is an 18. 19.
That's it?
Okay. 21 damage. Whew. I rolled really well on the hits there.
Did you have? Is it radiant damage?
Oh, yeah. And of that 21, 8 of it was radiant. It's the opposite of necrotic.
Yeah, it's wholly not on the non-holy side.
Evil.
No, not evil, non-holy. There's a difference.
Evil.
Evil's corrupt. Well, no, it is corrupting. Never mind. Yeah, it's evil.
It's corrupting.
It's fine.
All right.
It's because she's evil.
It's usually very strong. This is a special case where it is certainly
All right.
not.
All right. So you slash at its back as it flies up into the air. Okay. That ends the Felgeist's turn.
All right. Well, then it's my turn.
Okay.
I guess my. Okay. Am I in the way of the wagon?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
You're
then
in the way. Conar's in the way.
Yeah, everybody's in the way. Okay, I'm gonna scoot over that way a bit more with the horse, or try to. Okay, that's an 18.
Okay.
Just over to the edge of the board, away from out of the way of the wagon.
Which edge of the board?
Closest to me. So yeah,
Closest
straight towards you. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
And then I'm gonna throw a 3rd level guiding bolt at the Geist.
Okay.
Ooh, 19 on the die, so that's a 26.
Nice. That's a hit. Hit the shit out of it. Holy light just through the air.
Waking up early. New experience on a Friday, man.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. 10, 20, 22 points of radiant damage.
Nice.
I was also up really early today.
Yeah, this is the first Friday I've worked in about a year and a half.
All right. So, as you strike it, there's a smashing, crashing sound and bright light, and you hit it, and it screeches and flies up into the sky.
Ooh, nice. That's that might be good. That's probably good. That's really good, right?
Until it comes back with more.
Better than it
Maybe
not being in the sky.
He's up in the sky. He's like, you just made an enemy out of me.
maybe it decided that this meal is more trouble than it's worth.
Hashtag
Maybe.
not worth.
But that will be my turn, which means the felbats would be next.
All right. So, Bat attacks Trin, since he continues to ignore it.
At least it's not attacking the horse.
19 to
It's
hit.
your target than you.
Totally hits.
I was really hoping this was the next Alfarius.
So
am I-
7 piercing damage.
How close am I to him?
To who?
Oh, and you know what? Never mind. I was thinking of a different spell.
Okay.
Disregard.
7 piercing damage.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, that ends its turn.
I really was hoping this was the next
Well, I was
Alfarius
thinking it
Goblin
was
moment where they don't hit each other for 11 turns because they both suck and then become friends afterward.
Yeah, I know, right?
Is that for the felbats?
Yep.
All right, Connor.
I'm going to move back toward the wagon. Ulthion, get in front. Keep an eye out on the road. Godric, follow him. I'm going to keep with the wagon. And I'm going to basically keep pace once we get moving. And I'm going to try and take out that felbat if I can get over there.
So you want to try to move all the way over to the Felbat?
Yeah.
Okay. You can move that direction, but you're not going to be able to get through.
Too tight.
Can I get like? Oh, you're saying
That hill's too
right?
too steep to come up and over.
So,
Okay.
touch.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get out of the way then. Until the carriage gets past, I'm gonna keep with the carriage just to kind of keep protection with it.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna hold my action until if that felbat comes back, I'm gonna get after it.
Okay. Sounds good. So you're just moving over here then. Can I get an animal handling check?
Yeah. And let's do it with disadvantage. That is.
You rolled well.
Yeah, I did well.
More than 10.
16.
Okay. Boom. All right. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Godric's up.
Hearing his command, I nod, I rear up the horse, and I charge it forward, and I use its dash. Or attempt to, I should say.
He rides
Animal
off
check.
blindly into the night.
Animal handling check.
4d2.
The horse is just a little bit unresponsive at the moment.
Back of the head. Donkey punch
It
the
just
horse.
sits there. It's like,
too hard.
it's like, you don't want to go yet, dummy.
Trust its animal instincts.
Yes.
Well, since that.
No. You can roll with at normal. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Ah!
Is it because he's hasted?
Okay.
Because the
I
felbats,
passed.
the big ones. No,
The big one. I passed.
Okay.
So.
Alright, so you're using his dash?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm
you
gonna.
rush forward.
Yes.
Okay. Then
Now you're in the way again.
Pretty much.
All right, then it's the question marks.
Question marks? We're skipping.
Okay.
Question
Trin.
mark fire.
You
Trim.
just activated my trap card as this thing's biting me. I open up
No,
my
well, it's
cloak.
just like flapping its wings at you, and you're like, get off me!
Yeah, you just activated my trap card. And
Get
I
off
open
me.
my cloak and I cast Phantasmal Force on this thing. I need a DC 17 int save from a fucking bat.
I doubt it's
Probably.
very.
What is the path?
I doubt it's very.
From a
Ah, just passes.
Oh.
I'm very upset right now.
With a 17 exactly.
Oh man.
Goodbye.
Well,
That sucks.
You know, you can always try just hitting it with your sword instead of casting spells at it. I'm just saying. It's right next to you.
Is it a flat?
Huh?
Is it flat on
What?
in?
No, I
Roll
didn't
the
even
17?
bother. When I hit a 17, why bother looking at what its plus is?
Because it could have a negative. I figured a bat would be negative intelligent.
It's not bad.
it's a horrible monster.
Monstrous.
Well, that's depressing.
Little more smarter than you.
Well, my turn.
I know it doesn't have a negative. I know
if,
that much.
Trin's done, it's Katarina.
Katarina.
Alright, so I guess it's just that one felbat that's left.
Yep.
So I'll throw a chromatic orb at it.
Okay. Sounds good.
And not do necrotic damage.
Alright, what are you choosing?
Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I will do.
I saw her rolling.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was on accident.
Yeah,
Oh, too late, you
I
rolled.
figured.
I'll do acid damage
Okay.
to it.
Rolled it.
Oh my gosh. Oh wait, I can add my inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay, 19.
19, that's a hit.
Sweet. Okay, and that's
A glob of acid gets thrown at this thing. Right across,
Oh, that's a
right
bad
across
roll.
fucking Trin's bow.
Damn it. Okay, and that's only 8 points of acid damage
8?
on my 3d8.
Ow.
There!
That would still hurt. A lot.
I wish I would have done the roll that I accidentally did on D&D Beyond. That was way higher.
That was better.
All right.
Oh my goodness, I'm having a rough
Sounds
time. Not doing
Top of the
any
initiative.
The top of the initiative is the wagon rushes forward.
Nice.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
Lock.
So, following behind, you all chase after the wagon then.
Okay.
See, you ignore your problems and they go away.
I just kind of feel like that's not true.
I don't know. As someone who ignored his problem for 3 months, it doesn't go away.
What was your
I know you're talking about something specific and I have no idea what it is.
It was almost too long and I didn't watch it.
Fair enough.
That's good. That was actually good.
Too long and
watch
didn't watch it.
Too long, didn't watch.
Oh! Oh!
Yeah,
It doesn't go away. From
That's
personal
not a
experience,
problem.
it doesn't.
that was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
It was definitely also
I'm
a
proud of
personal
you, but also
problem.
very disappointed.
I know, right? You're like, I'm proud of you, but I'm also, I
Upset
hate
with
you.
you.
I hate
Yeah.
your face.
Why?
It's like, I hate your
I'm
face.
proud of you for your joke, but I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
Not because it was a bad joke, that it took you 3 months.
Yeah, you're the reason why
There's a lot of things.
I say that other people are the son I never had.
Wait, do you plan to have sons?
I don't know.
Goblins? They have like 10 to 12 of them.
But none will ever look as good as Trin.
It's in the genes.
Why is there no half goblin race?
Goblin genes are strong.
Because half goblins become
As more
fucked up humans.
Yeah.
They actually might just be goblins.
That's
Technically, a hobgoblin is a half goblin.
Wait, really?
swoop in,
Some more.
I mean, it's a half goblin, half not
Bottom
human.
something thingy.
It's a different.
Technically, half anything
What
goblin
is
would
that
be a
in
half-
front of
a
the
half
road?
goblin.
Gosh, damn it!
So if
They need better infrastructure here, man.
So why do we keep running?
what happened?
Where
Are we
are
just
the taxes
dumb?
going? Clearly not to the roads.
So what happens when
clearly.
Are we just dumb and we're just gonna keep running in front of the carriage?
What, instead of gasoline, they tax?
Well, it's
what
either that
speeds
or the
and
carriage
shit?
runs into that stuff.
Yeah. The strong guys need to be in
Okay.
front so they can get.
I've got the
away.
strong person shit. Let the
So every time a scene
Hey.
shifts, at the top of the order, we resume as. But let's roll a nice percentage die to see if the Felgeist comes back.
Okay.
Oh, it's no way he will.
It's a nice die, he said.
it's
Oh,
76.
that's a
Ooh,
Yeah, 76.
it does come back.
Oh,
As you hear
Mother
it
of God.
screech,
Let's be real, it was a 50-50.
coming back down.
Wouldn't happen
You
to
look
be-
to the sky and you see it silhouetted against the moon once again as it's diving down towards the party. But a new development. As you are approaching,
Be smart, Michael.
What's Oh dear. Oh dear.
But he might.
Oh dear.
But he. Yeah.
Be smart, Michael.
the forest is beginning to grow sparser and less alive as the land around it is dead, and you realize that there are swarms of undead
Oh my god.
in the area.
What the French door?
Undead.
As Texville uses the
Fucking
monster
forest.
sound.
Yo, who's French door having
But-
fancy mother trucking?
Clara rolls into initiative at 13.
About time she helps out.
Whoa.
Oh, is she the question mark?
No, that would be
You
11.
telling me I
Oh.
spent
Mhm.
money?
The skeletons are your question mark.
Okay.
Ah.
So, alright, that's your turn.
Alright, now, would you say because I can see its silhouette, I can cast on it? The Geist Bat?
No.
Oh.
Well, I wasn't going to be casting it to hit, so that's why I asked.
You're like disadvantaged?
What about with it to hit? Would it
No.
be with disadvantage? Nothing? Alright, well.
You can't cast
you
magic
have-
missile into the darkness?
It's what, 15, 10 feet, I said 10 feet of bright light, 15
You said
additional,
15 of bright, 10
15 of bright.
so
10
25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, from this point, from the cart, no, you're just
That's-
shy of it being within range. You know what? Actually, I'll say you can see it.
I can see the bat.
Yep, you can see it.
Big back Geist.
But as Clara enters initiative, she yells, "I can see the cottage ahead. It's not far."
Oh, okay. That means do things. Get things
So, at the very end of this road, maybe just another minute of ride, you see this nestled into this old kind of worn down cottage, surrounded by half walls and kind of nestled against this crook. Just this cozy little cottage. You can see lights on the inside. That's about it. The low fog is kind of just rolling in across the plains at the moment. She says, if we can just make it inside, it won't be able to get to us. And then we'll leave and look for easier meal. So,
Okay.
alright, so it's still the top of the round, right? So we're still doing that? Okay. Instead of bats attacking, some of the undead that you have basically run into turn with hand crossbows and crossbows and start firing. So, more or less the same difference. So DC 13 saving throws.
everyone?
Yeah, everyone.
What's the damage?
The damage is going to be it's crossbow, so 4.
Woohoo! Yes. I brain catch up with things.
Okay.
Right. So the top of the round goes to
Lock.
I am going to look over at the undead. Am I able to see them?
Yes.
Okay. 20-foot radius, focused on a point that will hit as many of them as possible.
Okay.
And any of them in that 20-foot
A point that you
radius-
can see, correct?
Yes.
There comes that tape measure.
It technically doesn't say a point you can see. It says a point you choose.
What does?
This is a bolt of lightning crashes from above to a point you choose within range, and then blossoms with a low roar. Doesn't say I have to see it. I would assume you have to see it, though. Seems kind of weird to not be able to, but...
Yeah, that's a weird one because it's hard to pick a space if you don't know where the space is.
Is it that lightning storm thing?
Which, in my opinion, would be...
Thunderous bolt.
If you were just casting
fireball?
into the darkness and hoping to hit something,
Is it
then
an orb of thunder and lightning?
it's like a 50-50 shot of just outright missing
Percentage,
in
yeah.
general.
Yeah, because I think that's his version of fireball that is lightning. In which case, it should say point because that's what fireball says.
Yeah. If it's fireball, then fireball
Yeah, but
says you choose a
Fireball
point that you
says
can
a point
see.
that you can see.
Yeah.
This just says a point.
Yeah, that's a homebrew
point
spell.
That's a
Yeah,
homebrew
that's
spell.
what we're saying. It's a homebrew spell.
So you can
yeah.
assume it says
then,
point.
Then where I see. I would have assumed it was C.
Yeah, so... 5. So you can basically see this skeleton.
Oh.
And if I cast it behind him, does it hit me? Like, at his feet?
Well, you can't see behind him, so you can't cast it behind him.
Yeah.
You have to cast it on him.
Yeah, you would have to target him.
Yeah, you have to target him.
Oh, that's why this is being so confusing. So when we switched to gridless, we discussed that basically you kind of just have to pick like targets with AoE spells.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why this is being this way. Yeah. So you
Gotcha.
kind of just have to choose like a target, and that is considered your point of
Okay.
spell.
Would it be a free action to pull out a torch?
Or
Or would it be an action?
Well,
There's a light part of it.
too. Yeah.
yeah, you have to pull out the torch. So free action, yes, you could pull out a torch. You would have to put away Locke's focus to do so.
And then it'd be a free action to pull his focus back out.
Not on the same turn.
Well,
it's
you're
not there's no
wielding
free action.
Right.
It's
I
interactive.
mean,
you're wielding-
I mean, on the next turn.
Sure,
it'd be
you
a
have to
free
put the
action
staff
pull
away.
back out.
You have to, yeah.
Which it doesn't. I don't think it has to be wielded in order to cast spells from it. Just have to be attuned to it. His specifically.
I will pull out a
Unless
torch.
he's using material components.
Well, from the staff, it wouldn't matter.
Oh, okay.
I'll pull out a torch, and can I light it and throw it in the same turn? I think throwing it would take an action, right?
Lighting it would take the action. You only
Yeah.
get the one interact with object per
Yeah,
turn.
for free.
So you pull it out this turn and light it, but you wouldn't be able to do
So
anything
yeah,
else.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, good idea though.
Yeah,
Do
Justin's
that.
right. Okay. Yeah.
I
So
can't fucking do anything
yeah, so you
without
get
being able to see anyway. So.
yeah. Hey, so torch sheds I think with 30 feet of bright light.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't have one on.
Yeah,
me.
it's 30.
30 feet and then 30 feet.
30 of dim, right? So it's like 60 feet total.
Guess I'll.
Yeah, so as you light it up, you suddenly become aware that like you're riding right towards barricades and undead, and they're just like right in front of you.
Yeah, and I will try to move the horse
Sorry,
just to the edge,
20.
Towards the edge of
the map, to my right, close to you.
So you want to just move it like right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to get out of the way of the carriage.
Okay.
When the debris is cleared. Do I need to
Alright.
check?
Nope.
Okay. That's it.
Alright.
All I really can do.
Okay. Who's next?
Next was the Geist Bat.
The Geist. Swoops down to attack Katarina.
Nice.
So it comes flying down out of the sky and tries to strike you on top of the wagon. So
That motherfucker has a talent, doesn't he?
I guess so.
right, so it gets advantage. Have you taken damage at all?
Yeah.
All right, so so it makes one attack with its front talons. So 23 to hit.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits.
So that's going to be 11.
That's good.
Actually, no. So instead of damaging you, it just grapples you, and then tries to bite you.
Oh no!
No.
We know if anyone would like to grant her inspiration or anything like that, now would be very good time. Very good time.
So that would
Luckily, I'm good
be
at con saves.
Don't you have inspiration still?
25.
25 definitely hits.
Oh damn!
All right.
That's
So
more than double my AC.
So as it like grabs onto you, its wings come around. It kind of just lands on the thing, like right on top of you, and it just you see these massive, oversized fangs just come straight down towards your like neck and like your top of your shoulder, and you kind of just turn and it just snaps and barely clipping you instead. So you take 6 necrotic damage, which reduces your hit point maximum.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
resistant to necrotic though, so it's only 3.
Oh!
Yep.
Okay. So
But your hit point maximum is reduced by 3.
Can I change? I don't think I can change that. I'll just write it down.
Brutal.
Oh, max hit point modifier.
Yep.
Yeah. You can
I can say.
All right. So that ends the guy's turn.
You can click on it and override max HP.
All right. Well, then 3
Yes,
is Ulthion.
got it.
Okay.
I'm gonna ride to the center of the undead.
Okay.
And just scream, "Alatari!" and turn undead.
Okay, so you're going to take an attack of opportunity from the felbat.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good choice.
That is a good
Okay,
choice. and
so
a
it's
good
gonna
thing
be
I
a
couldn't
miss?
See them.
Okay.
All right, and
Because they
looks
would've
like there
probably
is
been fried
just
if I
enough
couldn't
room
see
for you to
them.
ride between Locke and Connor.
Matt
All
says
right.
if we just set the forest on fire, we'll have plenty of light.
That's true.
That is true.
Yeah, that's totally
horse,
true.
horse rears up, and I cast I use turn undead.
Awesome.
If those skeletons are CR1, they're just flat out destroyed. by
Yep.
the way.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a flash of radiant energy and light, and you guys watch as what's the range on the spell undead because it's matter or a turn
On the
because this
turn undead.
matters.
It's pretty far. I think it's 60 feet, but I'm looking it up. Right
60.
now, I think.
I got you,
I
buddy.
can't actually pull it up on my D&D Beyond. Sheet.
Okay.
It just doesn't. There's no option to actually pull it up.
So, boom, just radiant energy of like a force, like following your yell for Alatrari, it just like echoes like black canaries fucking scream and just boom destroys them and they're disintegrated. And it goes
Nice.
outwards, destroying the next set of undead, delaying their arrival on the board.
Nice.
Every undead that can see or hear within 30 feet of me.
30 feet.
So
Okay.
30-foot circle.
Yeah.
30 feet out in each
Yeah,
direction.
it gets the next set of undead as well. Okay.
So, when he turned undead, did it do anything to the felbats? Are they undead?
Well, is this one within 30? Because if this one's within 30, then
6 inches, right?
yeah.
Oh, hi. Hi, sweetie. Hi, pretty girl.
Yeah. So this one
Just
is
to get
turned
that.
and flies off the board, theoretically destroying it. But it's not CR1. So
Okay. Yeah. If they are turned, however,
Mhm.
they're a turn for an entire minute.
Yeah.
Or until.
so I
they
was
take
saying
damage
it's
from us.
basically destroyed. It's off the board.
Yeah.
But
Or that one is, but there's still 2 left.
They
make a
would still get a
saving throw?
wisdom save though.
Oh, it gets a save?
Yeah, it does get a save.
Oh, no, it doesn't even matter. Anyways,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a pretty high save.
anybody watching, yeah, we have a practical set, so it's not green screens back there. So Sasha, Bork, Doggo, just laying against the set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Also,
laid against
hold
it and it moved, and she was like, "Oh, what? Never mind. We'll go somewhere else."
Hi, Quiet Pills. Thank you for the follow.
Quiet Pillows, what's up?
Hey!
Yeah, welcome to Legendary Action. Don't forget to join the Discord. Check it out. Keep up to date with everything that we're doing. All right.
All right, that's my turn.
Okay.
So next is the felbats.
The felbats. So, seeing that Katarina is being attacked, they both do the same thing.
Wonderful.
They fly up
Oh no.
Oh, they're swarming.
and they swarm you.
Perfect.
giving them advantage
Even better.
on the attack. Let's set that there for now, as they now have a mob up bonus against you. So, 2 attacks. First bat. Ooh, that's a miss. The second bat.
My AC is only 12.
Oh, it's a miss, believe me.
Oh, sweet.
Bully.
Stop trying to help.
I'm just saying.
That's a
I'm
hit,
not
though.
hard
So
to
that's a
hit.
13 to hit.
That hits.
Alright, so that will
Actually,
be...
I'll. Nope, I'm gonna let it hit me.
Alright, 3 piercing damage.
Is it? Oh yeah. Okay. Sweet. 3.
No, it's not necrotic, it's just piercing.
Sweet.
Alright, that ends the Felbat's turn.
Connor's next.
Connor.
That was worth it to not use up one of my.
So his
first
blast
levels
of
since I can't
radiant
use
godly
any of my
magic
cantrips.
just wipes out the undead before you, leaving only the barricades in the middle of the road.
I'm gonna let's move up and I'm gonna start clearing barricades.
Okay.
As fast as I can.
So you're gonna rush up, dismount using half your movement, correct?
Yep.
And then as your action, you're gonna try to clear the barricade?
Yep.
Okay, so I need a DC 12 athletics check.
Yes, for sure.
Yep.
Alright, so boom. You clear it. As you like rip through the pikes and just chopping them down with your pole arm, just breaking them and knocking them out of the way.
Literally what that weapon is made for.
Really?
Yeah. Chopping pikes.
Alright.
Did not know this.
I think
This is new
Justin
information.
actually said that before.
Chopping pikes
you know
inside
what?
spikes.
I'm gonna do that
I
right
like
now.
that one. That's a good name. The very cool thing.
It is honestly kind of interesting that like cavalry still became really important, and then the bayonet like replaces the pike, but like a halberd or a pike would still be really useful against cavalry during that era.
Yeah.
A bayonet,
It's kind of funny.
realistically, would
I'm
not be something
actually-
I want to try and stab into a horse.
No, they don't. That's why they make the
Close.
squares,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
horses won't ride into them.
I would not want to deal with a horse at that range.
Can Claris? Can I see or? Yeah. Can Claris see or hear me within 60 feet? Is that 60 feet right there?
Are you
Close.
meaning?
That's
are you
close.
meaning-
No,
It's
I'm
close, but it
meaning
looks
Clara.
like further than 12 inches to me.
Oh no, she's within range. Yeah.
I'm gonna action surge and I'm gonna give her my inspiring surge.
Okay.
Which does what?
Yeah, which does what?
So
For all the people in the
inspiring
audience?
surge. When you use your action surge feature, you can choose one allied creature that can see or hear you within 60 feet and grant it one melee or ranged weapon attack with its reaction. And then action surge basically gives me another full
Yeah, you get your action surge, and she gets a melee or ranged attack.
and I'm gonna
On her turn or right now?
Right now.
right now.
Oh, awesome.
I'm gonna clear the other pile over there.
Oh, it's not in the way.
Okay, well then.
So she gets an attack, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
So
can use that to remount
yeah,
You could
use
use the
I'll
action to
remount
dash
that.
remount.
that's
and potentially get out of the way.
Okay. Yeah, because that used like 20 feet of
Because
movement.
now you can move.
Clara, deal with that thing.
So do you want to move?
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of the way.
Okay.
Move back that way.
You can just basically make it right here to the other side of the lock off the road. Okay, cool. So she's going to make her attack with her heavy crossbow. Ooh, that's a good roll. 23, it only hits the shit out of it. So that's...
Nice.
It's a vulnerability, so that's...
It's a cool little fighter feature. I like it. You get your turn, and somebody else gets to do a little extra.
Yeah,
pretty
it doesn't help for like spellcasters, unfortunately, but getting somebody an extra
Like
melee
a
or ranged attack
ranged
is
spell?
nice. Now, ranged spell attacks and ranged attacks are different
Mhm.
when it comes to what you're granted.
That's true. You're kind of like a support fighter, huh? It's interesting. Most of the time I've seen fighters
Okay,
play,
so-
just I take a bunch of turns and do a lot of
Pulse.
damage. Yeah.
All
no,
right,
it's
so
cool.
with her special repeating crossbow, which ignores the loading property because it has multiple rounds chambered.
That is beautiful.
She fires at it, striking the Felgeist like square in the chest, and you immediately see like steam, like smoke begin to like kind of come out of it, and it reels and shrieks as it's struck by a silver-tipped bolt, which does double damage because it's vulnerable. So she does 20 damage.
Ooh. Sasha,
She rolled max on her D10, dude. It's a solid hit,
show me.
which is good
Show me.
It's worth it.
because on its second respawn, it only respawned with 50% of its health as well. So,
Okay.
and she just did a really good amount on that. All right. So you just see her raise it, level it, and it just like goes right over and strikes it once. All right. Is that your turn, Konar?
Yep. That is my
Awesome.
turn.
Hey, it's Clara's turn.
Clara's turn. Oh, damn. Oh, that's good. So,
Yes.
Thank you for allowing the NPC to finish the fight for us.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm all about that.
Yeah, so she makes a multi-attack, 2 of them, and she uses her 1 per day special ability, Judgment of Parathor, to give herself advantage on those.
She used it on the Geist. She won't be using it on Katarina after the fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's
All right,
a
so the
win.
first attack,
She knew before we left that.
that's going to be a hit.
And she threatened
Uh,
you. She told the group that if you kept doing, if you proved that you were a witch, she'd put you down.
And you've kind of haven't like had
So
haven't
3.
validated your case here.
So
I
6.
can pound sand.
Ooh, and a critical.
All I've done is help.
Ooh,
Crit.
Locke has a bag of sand if she wants to pound sand. So.
Hey man, bags of sand and catapult,
dude.
great spell.
So she just opens up, just like basically throws it down, just and empties the entire, just and it just like loads it up. The Felgeist just starts like slowing its wings, and like behind the carriage just rocks to the ground, boom, and tumbles, and fucking just stops moving outright.
Dude, she came prepared.
Yeah. We watched her reload the bolts too. She was ready for silver.
Why didn't she tell us to bring silver?
We told her
Have.
silver needed silver.
Yeah,
And
we
she
didn't.
said maybe in Vanheim.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to find in that teeny little rundown.
They had spoons, right?
No, there's only one silver mine in all of Midheim left open.
They had spoons and stuff, right?
Just a silver.
Just melt something
Yeah, and they
down.
melted them down to make weapons.
Yeah.
After Clara's
That makes
Godric.
sense.
All right.
Well,
So Claire's just like,
As she
Don't
would.
you
die, fell beast.
get it about me.
All right.
so seeing that, I'm gonna immediately just kind of pull the horse out of the fucking way, going, well, that was pretty impressive.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just throwing axe.
You almost hit me in the face.
I know, it's fine.
That's all right. Your face could use some reconstruction.
It leaves a little bit.
I mean, if he hits you in the nose.
So
he
I'm
would
gonna
really
just
help.
move out of the way with the horse.
Okay.
Just pull it to the right, so it's fully out of the way. And
Don't you have the laser pointer? Tell me where you want it to go.
give me the goddamn pointer. Give me the pointer.
The-
I'm a
that laser
mosey
pointer
myself
right
here. Just
Okay.
right out of the way.
It's literally
All
on
right,
the
right
table
off
in
the
front
road?
of him and
Yep.
he yells
Okay.
at you for it.
Nothing else is in the way, right? No. Okay.
No.
You guys could also just run ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, why
there's
did
a
you guys
building.
go ahead?
Because
Guess I get to go
Just
first.
run down the
there's
path.
felbats. I'm getting rid of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna chuck fucking 2 throwing
I
axes
can't.
at this horse.
3 and 4.
He's gonna take out your nose, dude.
I know, that was close.
Twice.
Yeah.
So yeah, just
Close
I
enough
get
for
it.
you to
You're
laugh.
throwing at it.
Do they have to go
How
this
about
way?
how? Yeah. Why do they have to go sideways? Why don't you just say I'm throwing it like forward?
Show us one more time, and then we'll understand
Like
what's
that
going on.
2 throws.
Two throws.
That's pretty damn
Remind me
good.
to never take Mike to the axe throwing.
Seven-
What's
Uh,
the
Because
what's the
axes
minimum
like
range for
this.
throwing axe?
30 feet.
30
No.
minimum? That can't be right. That's not right. 30's its maximum.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Should be 10.
20 feet to 60 feet.
To 60?
So up to 60. So
Damn,
I
you can
Disadvantage.
eat a
After
freaking
20,
throwing
it's
axe.
disadvantage.
Yes.
yeah. So disadvantage. Okay. So the first one then was the lowest I rolled was an 18. So the first one's an 18.
Okay.
The second one
Oh.
is maybe not 13. 13.
13.
He's hasted right now, so he's got Gwendolyn in his hand, and he lets go, throws 2 axes, and catches it.
13
That's
hits.
like his version
All
of
right.
like Jax is like
Yeah.
throwing knives in the air and seeing.
That would be a little fun.
Don't try that.
20 damage with both axes.
20 damage. Yeah. Solid hits.
I keep getting close to your face, and I don't mean to, but I'm all
I
jacked
actually-
up on Mountain Dew.
I actually thought about
So
making
20,
a
right?
mechanical gunslinger that throws knives.
Yeah, so 20 damage.
Yeah, so you outright kill the one like
It sounds
flying
hard
up
to do
front
that.
trying to swarm Katarina and Clara. So
Good.
it just comes out of the air, like back of the solid straight in the back, it just screeches and falls to the ground, gets trampled by the horse team.
Nice.
You just see. And then at that point, I use the rest of the horse's movement, and I fucking go on. I cleared what I thought was a problem, and now I'm gonna go on and get.
Go on, get.
That's not right.
To the human king.
To the fucking safety hole. What?
All right.
To the human king.
I'm gone.
Okay.
I've achieved my greatness, which was throwing axes. I haven't
So
used in a
Godric's out
while.
of initiative for the moment. For the
Alright.
sake of his scene.
The skeletons, which you said were gone for
Yep.
a round. Okay,
Mhm.
Trent.
Finn
Where the skeletons are.
looks at this open pathway in front of him and looks back at Katarina, who's just been mauled. And he sings a little ditty as he casts Healing Word. I like the way you're not afraid. You have these bats just where you plan. I return your strength renewed. 'Cause I've never had a friend like you. And I heal you for 9 points.
Nice. Thank
Nice.
you.
All those inspirational words for 9 points.
Nine's good.
Hey, 9's a lot. That's
Yeah,
enough to avoid death.
Awesome.
Do not denigrate any of Trent's songs.
For real though,
Ever.
I was saying the song was great for lackluster healing.
All right. So what else do you do?
And then I
Wonderful
and then I'm
healing.
gonna, so that's my bonus action. I'm
No
gonna
disrespect to the
I'm gonna
song.
use my action to like help manage the horses. I'm like, go, Daniel, and I slap it in the ass.
Okay.
And
Which
I'm
he has
gonna,
to
I'm
jump
gonna
up on his feet.
run
to
off
do.
the front.
Yeah, he
It runs
does.
and then comes to a
You're gonna do
screeching
what?
halt.
I'm
throwing
gonna,
him
I'm gonna
over
run
the
out
top.
following Godric.
Alright,
Yeah,
so you follow Godric?
yeah,
Okay.
get him.
Go on, get. Go on, get.
I'm making sure.
All right.
That's my turn.
I should make it.
Oh my gosh, look at this whole
Katarina,
All right, I'll turn to
there's just one fell bat left in the air.
I'll turn to Clara and say, "Thank you for that," and then I'll throw another chromatic orb at that one.
Okay. Acid damage again?
Yeah.
Why not?
So that is going to be 20 to hit.
Take inspiration for doing the turn undead, and then you take inspiration for your song.
Yeah, good inspiration.
You're
You
gonna
can have
need it.
inspiration for giving your thing to Clara.
That
With
was
NPCs.
that was smooth.
It was very smart. It
So
worked.
she fucked that thing up with it too.
Block should
Alright.
get inspiration for
15
finally
points
pulling
of
out a
acid
torch
damage.
5 turns
Oh,
later.
Inspiration means you have an
Oh
inspiration
yeah,
token,
you like
means you have
melt it. It's
advantage
like
in
coming
your
apart, and like you can see
You know what the
bone,
luck
and it's like
is?
barely
The luck is?
flying,
Good.
just hanging on.
You literally
Yeah.
have a D20. but you
Exactly.
can add any roll.
Well,
All right,
you
and
can replace it
yeah,
with
that's
the
it for
D20.
I
me.
just rolled a natural one.
Since all of my cantrips do
Good, get it out now.
Sounds right. All right. Who's next?
After Katarina, it's the top of the initiative.
The top of the initiative. So. Yeah. Nothing happens.
Ulfion's in the way. The Geist would go now.
Mhm.
And whatever lair action was supposed to happen would go now.
Yeah.
And then Ulfion.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like everything's okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ride ahead.
You just skip past me? That's cool.
That's fair enough.
Oh, yeah, Locke actually went at the top of the initiative, too.
Can I see the bat?
Yeah.
With the
Oh,
tree
it's
in the
still
way.
alive?
Yeah, sure, it's fine.
Alright.
No,
I'm not playing Warhammer, so.
I just look back at it and
No, the tree's more representative.
oh, it's still alive.
Mhm.
Cast a little firebolt at it.
All right. Roll the hit. See what you got.
Natural 20.
No.
Support. Good job.
Why can't I add 14?
Math hards. Oh, my turn's not going to come up. Not out of initiative.
Mike's motto.
Batted at it.
Anyways. Yeah,
what?
that's a hit.
What's my motto?
Why can't I add?
Ooh, true.
And that is 13.
Oh, it's
He's doing a
dead.
really good job.
Nice.
Blast!
13
You
fire
boom!
damage.
You heat it up, and it like as it's melting from her acid, it just like pops.
Oh,
And just poof! Its wings go flying.
yeah, see?
Just the wings. Everything else was dust. Like
There you go.
All right.
Easy. Now we can move on.
All right.
And I
You gonna
do
ride
such.
out?
I move on.
Okay.
You know what? 3 of them rode ahead. I'm not going to ride ahead. I'm going to pull to the side and make sure they're still being escorted. Okay.
Okay. So you're just gonna move over here?
Yep. Exactly.
Okay.
Then it'll be the felbats, which are gone right
Yep.
now. Okay. Connor.
I'm waiting. I'm holding my actions until the carriage gets past me. I'll follow behind after that.
Holding your action to do what? 'Cause you gotta set something
Right.
for it.
If the felbat comes back, I'll
So you're holding an attack.
I'll hold the
Okay.
attack.
Okay.
You have to specify which kind of attack.
That's true.
Halberd.
Yeah. You're gonna say
Melee.
I'm holding my
Cool.
melee
Yeah,
attack
yeah.
in order to strike the Felgeist when it comes within range. You know. Yeah.
Well,
Gotcha.
the dice is dead. Right?
This one
And-
is
I mean,
currently.
It's flopped over on the
All right,
ground.
after
at
Connor,
least.
This one
Clara.
is.
Claire's turn.
Okay. So Clara yells to Willem and says, get the horses going. We need to leave now before more arrive. Okay.
Godric.
Godric is
Off
off the
screen.
map.
I keep going.
Dude, that sounded just like him.
Oh my god.
Skeletons.
Oh my god, Mike.
Skeleton.
How did you?
Okay.
What?
How did you do that?
Ventriloquist powers.
You were just over
there.
Katarina.
I will.
Now's the time to sacrifice Clara.
Nobody's
I
around to
don't
watch.
think so.
I walk up
I-
behind her in the dark.
I will hold a chromatic orb
I
for
pull a Godric.
a
I
skeleton
made that
or
reference
bat
already.
coming in range.
Okay. Chromatic Orb is a cantrip, isn't it?
No, it's first level.
Oh, okay. Just to let you
She's
know,
burning through slots.
you still cast it, even if
Yeah.
the triggering event doesn't happen. Okay.
All of my ranged cantrips are necrotic.
Yeah, just making sure.
Yep.
Is it? Isn't Chill Touch cold?
Necrotic.
No, chill touch is necrotic
Yeah, it's
and
definitely
ranged.
necrotic.
Oh, weird.
So it is neither chill nor touch.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Alright, so is that
That
your
makes
turn then?
no sense.
Much chill, no
I
touch.
mean, the flavor and everything as it comes up, it's like it's.
That's a ghost chill hand.
Katarina's done, then it goes back to the top of the initiative and lock
Alright.
again.
Alright,
Locks
so yeah, locks off the board. So Katarina kicks into gear and the fucking wagon takes off down the road, clear of obstructions. You guys basically clear the whole way. The rest of the way, you just knock aside the lumbering, like mindless undead, riding them down, and the armored wagon just runs over a few of them, boom, like just crushing them beneath. And you come sliding basically into the old cottage, and she takes the wagon goes around back, and they put the horses in stables, and she jumps down. She's like, that was close. Those Felgeists, they're not necessarily rare, but they're very dangerous. And I'm honestly glad that we made it out there as quickly as we did. If more had arrived, and she kind of looks up to the sky, and you can see there's tons of felbats and stuff still flying out in packs, just out far in the distance or over the trees near the forest. And the undead have more or less. They're not doing anything. They're just kind of wandering around, meandering through this open field, this very small patch, open space that's been cleared out to make room. And yeah, so she Willem gets down and, she opens up the door to the wagon. And she's like, well, we can stay here for the night. When the sun comes up, it'll be safer to travel again. But we should definitely stay on our guard.
Sasha got excited.
Yeah. We'll have to reinforce we'll have to stay on guard and work in shifts.
I call first dibs on sleep.
What shifts do we need to work on? The Warforged doesn't have to sleep at all.
I do need rest, though. In the way that I get rest.
Godric just falls to the floor. Just thump. And just wherever he currently is, he sleeps. He's done. He's done. He attempts to sleep now.
Well, I'm so wound up, I think it's going to be a little bit before I can sleep. Because that was kind of scary.
So, Clara goes into the armored wagon and she grabs what look like some strange, some very small, like, idols or of Parathor, and she takes them out and she starts placing them around the entrances to the stables and to the cottage itself. She's like, these will ward for a time, but they won't stop everything that comes here. It's like, we won't be giving a fully restful night's sleep here. I hope you understand that. This is merely a stop for the night.
God damn it.
One individual on watch can be taken away and lost forever in the mists or to the other dangers that are surrounded. At the very minimum, we need at least 3 of us awake at all times.
Oh, jeez.
I'll take first.
I'll take first, too.
All right. Last one.
Can Locke
19
count for all
hit
of
points.
them? Can
I'll hit you
Locke
with another
count
cure
for all
wounds.
of them since he's like conscious the whole time?
I don't know how Locke's sleeping works.
He doesn't sleep at all.
Yeah, I mean, like getting spells back sleeping.
No,
Yeah,
you don't have to sleep
sleep.
to get spells back. You just have to take a long rest.
Yeah, he can't be like doing other things. He
That's
just
my
kind of like
point.
goes
If he's on guard,
Well, sentry
is
is
he
4
taking a
hours,
long
right?
rest?
You have to
Something
sentry mode for 4
Yeah.
hours.
Well, okay, so if you're going to get into the rules of it, as you can literally, in the middle of a long rest, get into a fight and still finish your long rest.
Yeah.
As long as you're not doing an hour or more of strenuous activity, you're fine.
Yeah, you can still. So how it works for Warforged is they can still see, they can still hear, they can still basically think and talk. They just aren't supposed to be moving around and doing stuff.
So he could just sit around and be one of the guards all
Yeah,
night.
so I think
Yeah.
he could
At
do
least
the
clean your
third
apartment
for the
during
whole-
those
Yeah,
8
it's
hours.
kind of like gargoyles, dude.
Okay.
Just like
By his word, Locke
Locke.
doesn't sleep. He is aware for the entire night, at least one spot, 6 hours.
Yeah, so he has to be in one spot for 6 hours.
That's fine. He will be on as many shifts as he can.
Yeah, and then I only need to sleep for 4 hours, and I can still see and hear while I'm doing it.
Godric would prefer to get 8 hours if he can.
So I'm happy to take a watch.
Godric is fucking
I
tired.
only need 4 hours of rest anyway.
I can take one as well.
A short rest prevents exhaustion. Yeah.
no.
No.
You can only benefit. Yeah, it's like you can only benefit from a short rest once a day. And it
Okay,
doesn't really
well,
prevent-
Godric would very much like to get 8 hours because I would not like to have to roll a fucking 15 on my fucking d20. Okay. Man,
Yeah, so Locke will just take all shifts.
if I need to,
Right.
he can stay. he
But
can
what
wake up.
Clara was saying is that if only one person is awake, that's a good way for that
Yeah,
one person
I just mean
So
that,
one of the
that
3
means
people
only
for
2
each
other
ship will be
people.
locked.
Yeah.
She
Only
said at least
2 other
3 people. So
Yeah, that's what she's saying. He's
Only
replacing
2 other people need to be up
For
Okay.
each ship.
aside
Okay.
from
So
Locke.
how many 3-person shifts do we need?
for like 9 hours or till morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean it's pretty much just dark, like after dusk, so like 7 p.m. ish.
4, 8, 12. So technically,
I'll get started early here.
So
It's not surprising though.
So 3 3-man shifts is what we need. So technically, he covers all 3 of them. So we need
3 sets of 2.
Okay, so I can cover 2 shifts.
Yes. So literally, you take your 4 hours now. He starts with one of you 2, and then we're good for the other. And then we just need 1 person per shift.
Also, welcome GD Flawless. Thank you for the raid.
Hey! Welcome, Raiders!
Welcome.
So yeah, so realistically, everyone but Godric gets a shift, is how it works.
Yeah, and we should be good.
Yeah.
And you should be able to sleep
It's
the
12
whole
hours.
night.
You can sleep 8.
I
and then
theoretically
get
I
up.
can get the last shift too.
Alex.
But
Alex.
We all get long rests.
Oh, yeah, we're in the dark.
So dark. Our battle lights were still on.
Yeah.
Before we go to sleep, Ulthion,
Should we turn
Clara,
that
I don't know much about these fell beasts.
Jesus.
Is this bite going to be an issue?
Feels so bright in here now.
You're asking Ulthion, right?
Is it the light of Paradise?
Ulthion and Clara, because I
Oh.
don't know much about the felbats. So I want to know if they knew anything about it and if something needs to be done about being bit by one of them.
So she kind of comes over to you and like
I'll pull
Like,
my hair
looks,
back and kinda show
and she kind of helps move your clothing out of the way, and she looks at it It doesn't look like it might have passed the curse on to you. Luckily.
Wonderful. Good to know. Thank you.
I relax my grip on my glaive when I see that Clara has said something favorable.
So she goes over. She also they've been taking stuff out. Willem and his family, his wife and his kid are kind of in there with you guys, and they've been bringing stuff in from the armored wagon. And so she goes over to the box, this locked chest with this huge lock on it, and she kind of puts in a key, opens it, and it just opens with a loud thud. And you can see she's in there, and she's rifling through some stuff, and she picks up this long document that she just lets unravel on the floor, and she starts scrolling it up. And so she grabs a pen and ink and just closes the chest and puts it on top and starts writing. And then she rolls it back up and comes over to you and just hands it to you and just says, "You're lucky that I'm on a mission already. I'm going to overlook what you were doing today. This special writ of passage puts you under Imperial protection as long as you're within my purview. Once this wears, I don't ever want to see you within the boundaries of the Empire again." And she just gives it to you. This is for helping save my life and everyone else's.
As far as I see it, that's all I was doing.
Regardless, it doesn't matter.
Intent doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Absolutely not. Not within the eyes of Parathorn, within the eyes of the Inquisition. I'm not nearly as steadfast or hard on the rules or those people who are cursed with dark magic or use dark magic.
Seldarine would agree. The road to Avernus is paved with good intentions.
Absolutely. The cleric speaks wise words. But either way, as long as you're here and you're with me, I can at least offer some sort of umbrella of protection for you. But not forever and never again.
So, if we get separated, that's it? How?
If I can't get to you and another Inquisitor finds you, there's nothing I can do. They have the Imperial authority to execute you on the spot. There's no trial required, nothing. Because you use black magic.
To defend my friends.
It doesn't matter. I understand that, which is why I'm giving this to you. I don't give it out lightly, but because you all have helped me and you're going to continue to help me, I can do this for you. But you still need to do your very best to keep it under wraps. I can't protect you from other Inquisitors, and I can't protect you from Paladins and Templars of Parathor. Black magic is outright illegal. It's a hangable offense or a burning offense within the boundary. Within Midheim, absolutely. Especially this close to the vampire aristocracy. There's just no room for tolerating it. You've seen the sort of evil things born of black magic that we've had to contest with. The last thing they need to worry about is some young witch or someone else practicing black magic and being overcome with a lust for power and turning on their people or draining them of their life. It's a dangerous game you play wielding black magic.
Katarina, I've studied the histories of most of the denizens of Terrowyn, and I can't remember a single story in thousands of years where anyone who practiced dark arts didn't end up becoming their own monster. It doesn't work that way.
And he's right. It's that exact sort of practicing that led to the Arcana Wars and the outbreaks. These lands are the way they are because of black magic running unchecked, free from the Nadir mages and those mages within the boundaries of the Empire. Before the establishment of the circles, people used whatever magic they would. Demons crossed the veil and caused mass carnage. We have these rules for a reason. But I recognize that your intentions are good and you are doing right by the people you care about. But anything short of what I just did for you would be asking me to forsake my holy duties to Parathor and my sworn oath to the Emperor, and I will not do that for anybody, no matter how righteous their cause. This is the best I can do. Technically, under that writ, you are a sanctioned mage within the boundaries of the Empire. But that doesn't last forever.
We wouldn't be able to count on anyone else understanding without seeing what Clara has seen so far.
If you cast spells or use magic like you did out here, you will terrify the citizens of these lands, and they will ask for your head and ask you to be burned as a witch.
Well, then I will hope for all of your sakes that the difference between life and death does not come down to me using my power to its fullest.
I wish that was the case. Either way, we should get rest.
Don't fly, you're up so goddamn late.
It will be a long night for us. Hopefully the undead will meander in the fields, and hopefully nothing else will find us here. I'm going to rest.
If they do, we'll see them. You bet. Kind of a doubter.
Othion, can you help me wrap my scythe? I have a healer's kit. I just need you to help me wrap it.
Take a look at it, Godric. I've already cured it.
It doesn't mean it's not. It's still there.
The bandage isn't going to help with the bruise. You took quite a beating, though. I'm incredibly impressed.
So, you kind of pat down. It's very obvious from looking through here that any people who have passed from Black Hollow along Lycan Road to this place use this as a shelter, and for obvious reasons. You can see that there are reinforced shutters. There's logs and special braces and pittons to be locked in the doors. You can see spaces where they've made like a special spot for a fire to be made on the inside so as not to put it out to the chimney. And Clara just makes sure to kind of close whatever rotted leftover curtains that are left and seals the shutters. And then she kind of puts down a bedroll in one of the adjacent rooms and closes the door behind her, leaving you to yourselves.
Are there any cabinets?
Yeah.
Stuff like
There's a couple of rotted old armoires and a couple of cabinets filled with some dirty and mostly broken dishes. There's nothing of value in the room that you can see. There's no, like, candelabras or anything else, no sconces. Nothing of value is left here.
Does it look like there's, like, a cabinet in particular that has been kind of cleared out for people to use while they stay here? Like, just, like, from past visitors or anything like that?
Maybe
like,
not intentionally cleared out for people, but there's space to put, like, stuff around.
Yeah. Well, I kind of mean, like, I get that it's messy and disheveled and stuff like that, but, like, sometimes when people are coming through for stuff, like, maybe there's, like, a space where I notice, like, the mess has been, like, pushed aside or something, made, like, a cleared out spot. Like, maybe that, I guess, that the next set of folks who come through here are likely to look.
No, not that you can tell.
Okay.
There's nothing like that. There's the main common room, and then there's the space for the kitchen, a really small stove. Everything looks like it's been cleared out, so it's usable. And then there's 3 rooms. Clara took one of them, and then Willem and his family took another. The only other thing that looks kind of strange is a couple of the windows that aren't shuttered and, like, reinforced have been just straight sealed with brick.
Damn.
I'm going to take out my my meditation mat and lay it next to Katarina. Just kind of sit down near you and not look at you or anything. And just, I know your intentions are good, and you will do what is necessary to save your friends. But that has to mean that you'd want to save them from yourself as well. And in order to do that, maybe you should start considering alternative methods. But we're here. We'll support you. Clara had seen something wrong with that bite, or if she had decided not to write that writ, we would have fought on your side.
Fuck you.
If we can just...
Fucking walls.
Yeah, it was coming through the vent.
That's scary.
That had me fucked up for a second.
That's fair, because actually
Something
everything
was
that happened
actually-
made me think it was here. So
That's
that's
scary
not
sound.
Yeah, I thought something was actually on the roof or something. I was like, oh, hell no. We talking about bats
hell
tonight.
no.
If we can just find my father after this, I think I could have a lot of my questions answered. And then I would be able to know a lot better if this is going to be more detrimental than helpful in the future.
We would know a lot better. You're not searching for answers alone.
If we can just find him, I'll feel much better about it.
You don't need to convince me. I'll make it a priority. You did do good tonight. I don't know who your father is, but I'd wager he was proud of you.
I hope so. I guess I'll find out when we find him.
We will.
Here's some information that I need to know the answer to. That answer could determine a lot about whether the powers I have, despite the stigma that people have about them, whether they can be good.
I don't think you're going to like that answer, but we'll find out together.
Trust me, either way, I'm not going to like the answer. I would feel more comfortable talking openly to you all about it when we weren't in mixed company.
Mixed company. Goblins aren't that bad.
Oh, my rib.
I can agree with that.
You know, Godric, they say if you complain more than once, it's just an attention thing.
I was going to poke in Godric's rib. Quiet down.
I did. I'm sorry. Were you the ones that had something eat your chest? No.
No? Certainly
I
weren't.
just helped save your life.
Fine. Thank you.
That was brutal. I would like very much to be out of this place. I don't know how any town has survived as long as it has.
Spit and vinegar.
I don't understand that phrasing at all, but sure. Spitting vinegar.
Yes. I'm too tired to argue.
Did you mention your father's
Now I
name?
want this night to last forever.
I don't believe so. His name is Malark.
That's canon. Lock
Malark
chocolate.
Greycastle.
I think that's surprising. That is very something he would chuckle at.
I will remember. If I hear anything, I will be sure to help.
Thank you. I know approximately where he is, but I'm afraid the information I have is not extremely specific.
What would we do? He's not here, correct?
The most that I know is he's in the Shadowfell currently.
Well, Shadowfell can be as large or as small as it needs to be. I've done some reading on the subject, but I've never been.
What is the Shadowfell?
It is sort of like a veil pulled across the entire world. It's like, imagine if you were looking through... Good night, Godric. Good night. Well, does anybody need any care? I can provide some magics.
I'll be
You
fine.
okay, Connor?
I'll be fine after the rest.
He's halfway okay. As you look at Connor, he's got blood dripping down his arm. He does not look like this at all. Any cure you can. I'd prefer not to use any potions or any
Well, if we're all,
it may be.
if we're all sleeping in the
Just
same
got a lot more cheery in here.
No, I just see Trin just like,
put it away.
Sorry.
Well, if we're all going to be sitting in the same room, I'll say a prayer to. Oh, tonight, Sayanine feels right. We were under her moon, after all. I'll say a prayer to Sayanine and see if that helps. And I'll start my 10-minute casting of prayer of healing. At the end of that, everybody will receive 19 hit points.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna reach. I got this, Mike. You can reach. There you
Oh, I just imaged myself 19.
go.
Nice.
That's canon.
Oh,
That's canon.
Oh my god, this prayer is so boring.
He starts literally shoving daggers in his ears. He's like, I don't want to hear this anymore.
very
You want to do lock
Very,
too?
very good. You came and yeah.
Yeah, while you're sleeping, you just feel so much better.
Oh, you hear his. He rolls over. That's how you know he's doing right. You hear. Oh, he's doing fine.
Trent, did you hear that? Sounds like wood carving. What are you doing?
What? I'm busy. Mind your own.
I'll go.
As he's like up at the cabinet, just like cutting with his like actually fairly fine dagger as he's carving. Looks like he's carving words into the door of the cabinet.
Are they goblin words?
No, they're common words.
For a good time, call.
Oh, it says Clara.
So glad who had first watch?
I'm actually gonna sleep. Locke has the first watch.
Locke has probably all 3 watches.
Yeah, but I don't know who the other 2 were.
So the first one was Locke.
I can take
Trin and Katarina, right?
Yeah,
Can
Locke.
Connor see what you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says for the innocent and the injured, as it looks like that's basically what he's carving. It's the rules of the road. Don't you know anything? As I reach into my bag and I pull out a greater healing potion and I set it in the cabinet and I close it and I hop down. When you're traveling, if you find a spot like this, it's obvious lots of people stay here and it doesn't seem like it's the easiest place to travel through. So when you find stuff, you leave stuff, and obviously whoever was here before either didn't know the rules of the road or didn't have anything to spare. So it's kind of like give some, leave some. Maybe you have to be a traveling like bard person to know about it. Well, do you travel much? Like, I know you're traveling right now, but do you travel a lot? We haven't really met. I'm Trin Twilight. As I walk up and I go to shake your hand.
That's a fair comment.
Pleasure to meet you. Formal introduction, please.
I'm Connor.
Cornar. So
Now, Trin, I think this is a great idea, but we shouldn't leave a grater. I pull out a regular.
wow, that is not very classy, Locke.
You're right. I grabbed the grater and replaced it anyway.
You tip with copper pieces, don't you?
Tip?
Oh my god! Give me that back! It's like going on. She's trying to ink it out. Fine.
Opposed strength check.
I'm not very strong.
You gonna fight me for it?
I'm very inspired. I'm not very strong.
They're both so weak, it's like they're fighting over paper.
I don't think you got close,
Oh,
even with a -1.
His robotic hand is stuck, Kronar.
Kronar!
If that is what he wishes to leave.
Better take that off your player sheet, because you know Locke was keeping that shit.
Fine, I'll just have to do what I have with the whatever else I have. So I take
I left the regular healing potion.
I take the regular healing potion out. And then I pull a superior healing potion out and I put it up there. And I close the door. And I stand between the door and Locke.
Locke waits for him to fall asleep and then replaces also the superior healing potion with a regular healing potion.
As I hold the dagger out towards him. If you know what's good for you, you'll leave that alone. See?
I feel like I'm making Matt proud now.
He approves. He said, kill him. And also, thank you, Pikachu T, for the 1,000 bits.
Holy cow!
Bits, thank you so much.
You're already winning.
Someone's gunning for bits later this month.
No kidding.
Like,
Already in a strong lead. Damn.
yeah.
Just you wait.
She was like, "Oh, really? My lead, Turbo."
So I walk over to Kronar and I realize I have a knife out and I put it away.
Oh, you walked over?
To Kronar, yes. We're watching, keeping watch.
The three of us are watching right now.
Kolnar's trying to sleep.
Oh,
It's you three that are on
oh.
watch. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the sleeping side of table. Thank you.
Kronar. Are you
Slash
trying
trans.
to sleep? Kronar. You sleeping? I think he's asleep.
I think so too.
Big great sword on his chest right here in his hands.
Grips tighter as you start talking to him.
I think I intimidate him. It's my sole personality.
So, any perception checks from each of you?
I need to proceed with my cunning goblin.
It was almost a 16, and then it was an 8 instead.
My not so cunning goblin eyes.
So 8.
It just hit that one and rolled it into a 20. That's fucked up.
So 7.
11.
Wow!
Because we're real great at this.
Wow, y'all proceed
so funny.
every
Hey,
dream team on watch over here.
I hit this other
Yeah, 'cause
die,
we fell
rolled it
asleep
into
on
a 20.
watch.
Does he have
Dream
stopped
team.
on a 6.
Oh, dude.
That is so dumb.
As the night carries on and a light rainstorm basically comes over the area, you know, the roof not being completely solid, certain places the rain starts to drip through and hit the floor. The sounds of the outside kind of just fade into the sounds of thunder and the sound of the rain. It starts to get surprisingly cold in the building. You hear at one point outside multiple things outside of the cottage,
Outside.
and
There's something.
there's like shuffling around.
Outside.
And when you all more or less take spot to investigate, you notice that a group of wolves has wandered into the space, and they kind of just sniff around for a moment, look at the tracks, their noses in the mud, and then they bark at one another and continue running off into the fields to mind their own business.
That's the right choice.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then eventually your shift ends and you two are allowed to go to sleep. The next two arrive.
I go to sleep underneath the cabinet.
Yeah.
Like a dog that sleeps by the door so he knows if to leave.
Nice.
So make sure you add that superior or the greater to Locke's inventory.
I totally would if I was sleeping, because I am sleeping.
I appreciate you.
So who had next watch?
I do.
You, Locke, and who?
Yeah, it's me, Locke, and
Konar.
Konar, yeah.
Oh,
And
Konar.
I wake up and leave you.
Are you? But that was just a trend thing. You actually didn't know?
No, I didn't know.
Oh, well,
I heard Chrono.
fair enough.
I thought you were joking.
I thought you were just doing a trend thing.
Yeah, I
No,
did too.
I don't know if you've noticed, Internet, but I have a disability. Anyway, so
It's mental.
Each shift is split into what, 3 hours? 2?
4. There's 3 shifts, 12 hours.
Okay, fair enough.
That was
4
a plan.
hours each shift. That way, when Godric wakes up for his last shift, he will have slept.
And I will be
8 hours.
pumped up.
Yeah.
To pump you up.
Okay.
He will have his full rest.
So, you all wake up, the three of you. You find that the candles are going out. The fire is starting to die. Trin crawls up underneath the cabinet, makes a nice little spot there, warms up underneath the bedroll as it's just continuing to get cold. And then I need perception checks from all three of you. So, boom, boom,
Is
boom.
there firewood in the?
No.
Yo, what's up, Matt 2.0?
15.
15?
17.
17? Okay.
Got a 1 on the die.
Alright. So, as you realize that, like, the temperatures are dropping and you're starting to be able to, like, see your breath indoors, you realize that somebody has to replace the fire, and the fire wouldn't stoke it, or just nobody's going to be able to rest.
I'll get into it.
Is there firewood in here? Okay.
I just asked.
No, I'm going to go. I'll pull my
You should both go.
hood up over my head because I guarantee I'm stealthier than anybody else that's currently awake.
You should both go.
With my boots of elven kind, which
both-
I'll put my boots on. I'm obviously not wearing my armor. I was resting. But I'll,
and a negative.
yeah, I'll put my boots on, pull my cloak up over my head,
Better than
and
one.
quietly sneak outside to get some firewood.
Where do you want to start? So as you reach outside, the rain is like pouring down now and just coming off the roof. The ground is basically just slogged mud. It's, this kind of reddish, kind of clayish mud, and it's deep. You can see all the steps have been, all the footprints and hoof prints have been washed away at this point. You can't see the moon at all, and you can see just fine, but the moon isn't out. The storm has completely blocked out everything. You see basically an outhouse, what looks like some sort of storage shed as well. It's pretty small, maybe like 10 feet by 10 feet. The stables are fully enclosed, and they seem to have been like latched and closed, and you can see, like, hear the horses on the inside of there. But outside of that, you don't see anything else. You do see a wood chopper's axe and a stump, but that's it.
Well, if the firewood was stocked, it'd be out of the rain. So I'll try the warehouse first.
Okay. So you go over there, kind of shake the handle, look at it, and you open it, and then there seems to be some dry wood in there.
Great. I'll grab as much as I can carry and keep warm under my cloak, and I will head back inside.
So you grab the wood, like 3 or 4 logs basically, and you just start heading back inside. As you pass by the stable, you hear the horses like neighing in the stable, and erratically, and you hear something bump or thud on the inside of the stable.
Shit. Cool. I'll go around the stable and investigate for sure.
Okay. So you're gonna basically just find like an open window or something, or something that some way to see inside, or you're gonna try to like get in the.
I'll go inside.
Okay.
I'll try to stay out of the rain.
Yeah, so you go and you remove the brace and the log that they put over the front, and you kind of look inside. You can see that 2 of the horses are like sleeping, just straight up asleep, but the one in the furthest end of the stable, which is pretty short, it's only like 25 feet or so to the other end. You can see it's like, you can see from its snorting, like its breath, like the cold air, and it's like just like in the pen, and it keeps like backing up and going forward, and it's like just shaking its head, but you don't see anything in there.
All right. I'll try to calm it down. Last thing I need is for it to draw attention. So I'll walk in there, kind of hold my hand out, and just shh. It's okay. It's all right.
Okay. Make me an animal handling check.
I do. I'm going to use my inspiration, which helped. I got a 16.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right.
It was. And then I was like, in fact, this is kind of important. I'll let you know.
Yeah. So as you kind of like calm it down, you grab the rein or whatever, and you kind of just start petting it in the face, and it's kind of just like in the air, its breath is just coming off it. And it kind of stamps its front hooves in place. You just kind of look around. There's like a bag of oats, so you grab some of the oats and you start feeding it and just talking to it. And it kind of calms down, and then after maybe 2 or 3 minutes, it just relaxes. And you, I don't know, say something nice to it, and it's just fine. The horse is like, chill. And as you turn, something in the barn moves, and there's like a quick movement, like a whoosh, of air, and the door to the outside closes and just slams closed.
Shit.
So while you're on the inside, Connor, keeping a lookout, you're sitting there exhausted. You're still waking up. The night wasn't totally restful. It was cold. The fire went out. You know, you ended up picking a real bad spot where the water started leaking on top of you at one point, hitting you in the face. You know, out of frustration, you woke up and rolled a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're kind of standing there looking out the window, kind of through the shutters, through one of these broken slats, and looking out towards the field where the undead are, every once in a while a flash of lightning in the distance will light up the field, and you can see that the skeletons are still just kind of out there meandering amongst the old haystacks and hay piles. The room starts to get really cold, and you start to think to yourself, where is Old John with the firewood? Like, this is unbearable. And then the candles out in the room. And you hear something begin whispering to you. And you turn, you don't see anything there. And the cold begins to kind of shift around the room, and as you're like following it, you can see your breath go out and then dissipate. And then you feel something put its hand on your shoulder. Until next Friday.
Ah!